it does protect the ground.
All right, well, Jack, it's an interesting way the draw has panned out. These two teams meet tonight, and of course they also meet next weekend as well.
That they do, Peter, and they're both, to me, an unknown quantity after last week's performances in their respective matches.
Yes.
Geelong getting beaten by the Brisbane Bears down at Cardinia Park.
Surprised everybody.
That was a bad loss, I thought, on their part, and then North Melbourne getting up to beat Melbourne at the MCG. So Ablett is a big key for Geelong as Ablett, but he also played well last Saturday, but the Geelong side were beaten.
Well, he played a ripper third quarter last time we saw him here, Jack. It was one of the best quarters of football. I'm sure you'd agree too, Don, that I've ever seen from a single player.
From an individual, but that's Ablett. He can go missing for a couple of quarters and suddenly come into the game and simply take it apart. But the players that Geelong have brought up all played very, very well in the seconds game against Essendon last week at Windy Hill, and they trounced the Essendon side, and the players they brought in were the players that played particularly well. There's Billy Brownless. Now he's a very, very athletic and gifted forward.
Don, seeing those two, Ablett and Brownless, do you think they would have a tendency to fly against each other?
Well, depending on where they're lining up, Brownless down at full forward, and Excel also in the forward pocket beside him. So they've got a fairly big forward line. We see Gary Ablett right up on the half-forward flank with Stephen Stretch on his mark.
Umpires tonight for the first semi-final are Ian Robinson and Paul Saffel. From VFL Park, it's the first semi-final of the National Panasonic Cup. Melbourne and Geelong. Knocked down by Flanagan. Cats swing into attack. Ablett has it knocked away from him. Flanagan again. Short kick out to the edge of the square. Williams getting dragged down. The hand pass comes out to Couch. He's well shepherded by White. Couch from left half forward flank has gone for the pass. Excel almost, I think he went for the palm on initially, then tried to grab the mark. The hand pass was almost effective to Troy. The first score comes up at the 38-second mark of the quarter. The Geelong bench, Neville Bruns there in the middle. Hughes captaining Melbourne. Underneath it for Geelong was Shane Williams. Oh, on towards centre wing. A chance for the Demons now as it's picked up by Todd Viney. Viney's kick is a long one down towards Stoneham. Quite get hold of the ball. A chance for Melbourne now as it's driven forward by Spalding. Played a good game here in the first round. Hand pass now comes out to Bright. That was taken from Landy. Now towards the half-back line. White again. No man's territory. Batterston should get there first from Bairstow. Looks for one in the back. Boundary umpire indicating out of bounds, and it's going to be a throw-in. What did you think, Don? I thought it was just about a push in the back.
Well, the Geelong player was definitely playing for the free kick.
Steins, the player from Ireland, number 37, played with Paran last year. He's 6'5", along with White, two of the recruits from the Emerald Isle. A chance for the Demons to go further forward. That was driven up by Grinter. Into the forward pucker, almost grabbed by Payne, picked up by Landy again, doing some good work down there in defence. The educated kick towards the boundary line, a throw-in will follow.
Yes, good play by Landy on that occasion, Don, doing quite well early in the game.
Yes, and I hope these two sides, they put on marvellous performances last time we saw them here, Jack. Geelong and also Melbourne. Melbourne beating Hawthorn and Geelong knocking off Carlton. Let's hope they live up to that pre-season form.
Melbourne trying to come forward from the half-forward line, about 45 metres out from goal, but the pressure taken off. Here's Terry Bright coming through the half-back line now. Down toward the centre line he travels, up toward the half-forward line. The kick comes. Who can pick it up? It's been knocked away by... there's a good hand pass coming away from Excel, putting Geelong into attack. Little pass comes across the ground from Scott. Another chance for Brownless. Long shot towards goal. It's climbing high to the sky, but it's dropping out now. No one can take the mark. Brownless off the ground. Only one behind, I would say. The umpire indicating that, but a very good try by Billy Brownless. The soccer-style attempt to goal wasn't quite successful. He's moving well down there, Don.
A real striker's attempted goal, Jack.
Now from the full-back position. Melbourne coming out from there, looking up toward the half-forward zone. Try was by Ryan. The tap-out comes down. And Melbourne going forward through Lovett, up toward the wing position. No one can pick it up cleanly. It's been taken away on this occasion by the Melbourne player in Williams. Up towards Williams, trying to get it further afield. Gets it to the half-forward zone. And the umpire, Ian Robinson, said he's gone too far, and Terry Bright now gets a hand pass away. But over to Christensen, but the ball has to come back to Terry Bright. Bright from the half-back line, looking down toward the centre of the ground. Can't see anyone moving to give the ball at this stage of the game. He's still waiting for someone to move. He kicks in toward the centre of the VFL Park Oval. They fly high, and the mark has been taken down there by Viney. Viney gets a hand pass out to Stretch. Stretch swings it round to the half-forward zone, going out very wide. The ball's delivered right out there to Coop. Coop on the half-forward zone, nearly the wing position, gets it hand back to Healy. Was it Healy or not? I'm not too sure. That one's been picked up by Landy, still doing well for Geelong. He moves it down toward the wing position on the outer side. It's been picked up by Steins, who shoots it back in toward the half-forward zone, and Landy once again picks it up.
Landy's doing particularly well down there. That's his 4th possession. 3 kicks and 1 handball up into the centre, and Yates, or tending more towards the centre wing.
Oh,
he kicked it to his teammate who had his back to the play. Not good play by both of the Melbourne players on that occasion. Geelong player trying to barge through as Cleve. John Northey goes for the phone. I don't think we need wonder why. So it's going to be a bounce. Centre wing outer side. Melbourne yet to score a goal. Likewise Geelong, actually, although they have got 2 behinds on the board. And then 2 Geelong players running into each other down there. So teamwork not apparent at the moment. Driven forward for Geelong by Shane Williams. Up towards centre field, and Scott. Up towards full forward and Brownless. Hughes flying with him. Right on the 50-metre line, and it's going to be a bounce. 5 minutes into the term.
Would have been a chance for Geelong, Peter, had Billy Brown has been able to take that mark, but couldn't quite hold it.
John Devine. At the straightest of bounces. Knocked away by Regolo. Picked up by Viney. Couldn't get his kick in. Batterston tries some soccer tactics with Ablett. No, it's a real scramble. You'd call it hunting in packs, I think. Finally is driven away by Conley. The back pocket players kick up towards the centre wing position. And the mark for Melbourne has been taken down there by Coop, who's not doing a bad job so far. Had a couple of possessions. Hand pass comes onto Fidge. And a safe mark down there by Cole. Cole at half-back.
Oh, dear.
Looks for the hand pass to Troy, who I'm told played very well on Saturday. Cole again to Christensen. Christensen from left half-forward flank. Up towards Yates. Couldn't mark it. Hughes backs him up well. Kick is a short one. Now towards the member stand flank. Into no man's territory. A good shepherd. Exel. Good tackle. Thrown out the Batterston. That was from Campbell. Melbourne go forward, but not very far. Picked up by the captain tonight for Geelong in Buse. He's gone for a pass, and that's a good one. The mark is taken by White. A short pass. Shane Williams gets the hand pass. Takes it back in turn from Troy. Williams 50 metres out. Not the longest of kicks. In towards Brownless and Hughes. Brownless will look for a hand pass. He's done that. Back to Williams again. They're going the long way home. He finally breaks the tackle. That was good enough. Now he can get clear for a shot onto the right foot. It looks pretty good. It might have just drifted away. 1 behind. And so Geelong 3 points at the 6 3/4 minute mark of the first term.
Well, Geelong certainly mucked around with the ball. They took it from one end of the 50-metre line right to the other end of the line and only scored a point.
Geelong trying to get forward again. This is Exel on screen, trying to get around. Does so very well. Johnny Newman's old number 2, I notice. 17 going towards goal. I think he might kick like Johnny Newman too, off target. Only 1 point. So it's Geelong with 4 minor scores on the board, and Melbourne have not yet had any luck at all in scoring. We've been playing now 7 1/4 minutes. This is the first term, the National Panasonic Cup. Players form up. And they come now. One-handed attempt by Regolo. Doesn't very often come off up there. Viney's kick travels up toward the centre. Very poor attempt by Connolly. It wasn't taken. Picked up by Bailey. Bailey right puts it up toward the half-forward zone. And there's a chance now for Melbourne to come forward. From the half-forward zone, it's driven in by Williams. He goes into the half-forward zone once. Oops, there's a chance now for Payne. He's caught. Lost possession. The umpire, I thought, may have paid the trip the first time. In actual fact, umpire Ian Robinson has paid the free kick to Payne. Too far out to score. He's way up in the half-forward flank. Looking in toward the full forward position. I don't know why he wants to go into that forward pocket. Not good play, Don.
No, not good play, Jack. Although the player led there, he should have brought the ball more into the centre of the ground. Now they've got to bring it out, but also you're just crowding up play, playing into the opposition's hand by going deep into the forward pocket.
Well, there's a chance for Geelong to come out of the half-back line. Big Flanagan gets the boot behind the ball. Doesn't travel as far as I thought it should have. It comes down towards the half-forward zone once again. Viney got a hand pass working for Melbourne in toward Batterston. Batterston 55 metres out from goal. Swings it in toward the scoring zone, and it's just off target. Melbourne registered their first score. Geelong 4 behinds. Melbourne 1 behind 8:30 into the first term.
Good long kick from Batterston, probably deserved better. Terry Bright to bring the ball back into play. And the mark taken down there in the back pocket by Stoneham. It looks like a larger version of Neville Bruns. Or Scratch O'Neill if you prefer it that way. We've got red hair anyway. One way of picking them up on a night such as this. That's White. And he's had quite a few possessions so far. He's done well. Rogolo wobbles the punt kick up towards the right half forward flank. Not much system in the forward work of both teams so far. Getting slung was Christensen. Couldn't get rid of the ball. And the umpire has found a free kick to Melbourne. And it'll be taken at right half forward flank by Coop. He's had a few possessions out there. And you wouldn't want to know it, it's starting to rain. Unusual for out here. And the light shower. Shane Williams was the high flyer, couldn't drag it down. Ball obviously becoming a little bit greasy. Batterston kicks into the man on the mark. Stoneham gets slung. Very slippery. Now it comes out to Connolly, taking the hand pass from Spalding, and that's going close, but not close enough. One behind.
Peter, I think that light rain will make the top of the VFL Park ground very slippery, wouldn't you think, Don?
Not to mention the ball, Jack. The ball will be like a greasy pig.
Ball coming out now from the full-back position. The ball has been marked by Scott, Robert Scott of Geelong. Bringing it into the wing position and marked by Bairstow. I think that's his first possession of this evening. Bairstow going right in toward the centre, looking for a teammate. Could he find Bewsey? It wasn't Bewsey at all. Was punched away on that occasion from Troy. Has a chance now for Grinder to pick up. Can't do much with it from half-back. Christensen's going to bring the ball away for Geelong. Very steady player, Christensen, this year. Up toward the half-forward zone it goes. Ablett getting a lot of tension, couldn't pick it up. Excel doing well. Gets around now. The blonde from the left foot goes goalward. It's on target, I think.
First goal.
I think it's the first goal. Good goal.
Not only has this new national stereo TV got every Tomorrow feature you'll ever need, it's also got a screen this big. That's a big reason to come home to National.
While you're clocking up time, money and distance chasing business, others have discovered a faster way to get the show on the road. Get on the phone and get on with business.
8 points the difference. Excel bringing up the first goal of the match at the 10.5-minute mark of the quarter. And that light rain has just about stopped. Geelong, Couch, short to half forward, just gets over the 50-metre line. Good run out by Hughes. Rogolo tried some soccer tactics, successful, gets it out towards the centre wing position. White doing battle, loses out on that occasion to Lovett. Got a bit of speed, this boy, if he can pick it up. Puts the body in well, but unfortunately the ball had passed him. Batterson gave him some backup support, but it's out of bounds. So boundary throw in on the outer side.
Certainly not pretty football, Peter, to kick along the ground, but it certainly is effective.
Rain coming down again, albeit light. Flanagan and Spalding. Neither ruckman getting an effective tap out. Ball booted up towards the half-forward line. Out it comes to Shane Williams. Paddles the ball a little bit further towards the boundary line. Chance for the Demons now. He's booted up towards the 50-metre line. Good mark to Williams.
That was a good mark.
He'll probably take the kick round about the 50-metre line. As we watch it in replay. A juggle.
See here Williams going back, and also took a bit of courage because he didn't really know what was coming behind him, and also the fact the ball is very, very hard to handle because it's wet.
As you said, like a greasy pig. Quite sure what one of those is like, but I'll take your word for it. Going close, and the goal umpire says 4 points. And so Melbourne bring up their goal through Williams at the 12.5-minute mark. Their first for the night, 1-2 to 1-4.
Well, David Williams, a very good forward player. He's not a tall player, but he certainly does move around. He's been moving around the forward line quite a lot tonight, and in past games we've seen he's not frightened to lead up the ground, and also a very skillful player when he does get the ball and uses it particularly well. A little bit of an altercation there, Williams and Bright. Oh, wonder who took the back step.
13 minutes gone in the quarter. Rogolo boots the Demons into attack again. It's a wobbly punt kick to half forward. Chance for Cole. Goes with the educated kick towards the boundary line. And it goes across the line next to the interchange area. A throw in to follow.
Well, Michael Cole and also Landy doing well for Geelong down the fence, Don. They've turned them out many times, keeping Melbourne at bay, though the score showing it's Geelong 10 points, Melbourne 8 points. The boundary throw-in taking place on centre wing, as the logo does show you. Now it's on this wing position where Viney does battle in there with big Darren Flanagan, and we'll see another bounce taking place. On the wing position, members' side of the ground, the time clock approaching the 14-minute mark, the first term. Down it goes. Flanagan, too late on the scene, has been picked up and hurriedly booted by Coop up to the half-forward zone. Melbourne a chance to come forward. The hand pass has been accepted by Williams from Batterston. Back to Batterston into the forward pocket it travels. It's up high, thumped away toward the boundary line, and we'll see another boundary throw-in taking place, but this time in Melbourne's forward pocket, only about 35 metres out from goal. Light rain is still coming down here at VFL Park. And Melbourne a chance to go forward now. Big Flanagan getting the ball down to the front of the pack. Christensen couldn't do a thing with it. Buse can't pick it up. Could have been a free kick going the way there of the Melbourne player, and that was Ted Fidge, and the umpire has called play on. Geelong trying to get it away again. Buse swings out of the pack. Two Melbourne players having trouble picking it up, though. There's a chance there. There was a chance for Melbourne to get through Ryan, but he couldn't accept it. Hand pass comes out again. The ground is slippery. That's Cleve underneath the pack there, and the umpire coming in to adjudicate, and a bounce will take place on the wing position members' side of the ground. Craig Cleve on screen, and umpire Ian Robinson. Oh, he must have umpired around about 320 odd or more games now, Peter. It's been in the umpiring scene a long time.
Almost as old as you, Jack.
Not quite. The ball down once again. Shot out there. Another chance for Melbourne to go forward. They've picked it up and shot it by Bale into the half-forward zone. This one should come to turf, I think. Yes, it comes to turf. They can't do a great deal with it again. Spalding tried to get it out. And once again, we'll see the boundary throw. And this time it's been penalised. The umpire saying it's a free kick against Geelong, and Connolly will take the free kick. He's too far out to score, being 55 metres away from goal. So he puts it up to the half-forward zone, centres it, nearly a free kick Melbourne's way there. The umpire says no. Hurried hand pass by Lovett. It comes out, picked up by Payne. Into the forward pocket it travels, and Couch in the way for Geelong, about to turn them out. Melbourne can't score as Couch drives up to the wing position. Hard mark to take, but very well taken out there by Grinter. On the left foot, swinging back toward Batterston. Batterston in trouble. His hand pass along the ground. It's been shot out once again, and hurriedly kicked by Payne into the forward pocket. The defence down there of Flanagan, not good. A hand pass comes away to Batterston. Batterston within the 50-metre mark. Shoots toward goal. It's up toward the square. A chance for Melbourne. Terry Bright tries to claim the mark. I think it may be a mark or a behind. The umpire is paying the mark.
Paying the mark, Jack.
Yes, I thought he took it over the line, though, and before he grabbed it.
16 and a quarter minutes gone in the term. Bright goes towards the outer side. Ball thumped over the boundary line again in front of Shane Williams, and so it will be a throw-in about 35 to 40 metres from the scoring area. Exel and Williams, the goal kickers for their respective sides. Geelong lead by 2 points. National Panasonic Cup action from VFL Park. It's a rather cool and showery night at VFL Park. Another pack developing. And once again, we'll see a bounce.
Should have been a free kick there to Graham Landy. I thought he came through without the ball. The Melbourne player tackled him, and the umpire just on the wrong side of the pack.
Flanagan will hit him on the head. Chance for the Cats to clear. Oh, beautiful smother down there. Bailey tried some soccer tactics. Bairstow comes in, gets the ball out to Cole, smothered off the boot, and as such, it's a free kick.
Wasn't touched off the boot. Pete evidently wants to go straight over the boundary line, skewed off the side.
And Ryan will take the free. No, he's giving it to Williams.
The umpire might change that, though. He's
no, he's going to let it go. So Williams going for his second goal. Brings up one flag, and so the score is 1 point the difference in favour of Geelong in the National Panasonic Cup. 1-4 plays 1-3. 17 and a half minutes have gone in the term. Terry Bright this time favouring the member stand side, looking for Schultz. He finds him, and Schultz marking a little bit short of the 50-metre mark, with Payne standing on the mark. To the square, off the hands of Stretch. Connolly gets collared very quickly. Ball booted away by Couch up to the centre wing position for Geelong. Into no man's territory initially. It's over the boundary line, and we'll see a throw-in to take place on centre wing.
interesting, Peter. I don't know that Ablett's had a kick, has he, as yet?
No touches so far, Jack. They've kept him pretty quiet.
Yes, doing a good job on him.
Mind you, they haven't had too many opportunities down there. The ball was seesawed between half-back and half-forward. Good tackle by Ryan. Down goes Buse, plus about 4 or 5 others. And it will be a bounce on centre wing with about 90 seconds left before the quarter-time siren.
Well, a chance for Geelong from this position, and also Melbourne, I suppose, with 1.5 minutes to go in the first term. Only 1 point between the teams. Big Flanagan gets it down. A hurried kick come up off the boot of Troy. It's been taken on. Oh! Now the umpire could have reversed that decision, but Grinter gets away with it. And Grinter's going to kick from the half-back line to put Melbourne into attack to their half-forward position. Thumped down by Bright, been picked up by Batterston and punched away once again. A chance for Bailey. 50 metres out, looks for forward. Can't find one as yet. Geelong under pressure now, but once again, Graham Land is going to take the ball right across goal, looking for someone to lead. He goes to the outer back pocket, and a good mark has been taken out there by White.
He's playing well.
He is doing well. White finds Bright, and Bright from half-back might try and steady things down, knowing that the time clock is ticking away. Really, he's gone out very wide. If he was looking for a score before a quarter time, he won't find one driving the ball out there to Christensen. It's up very high, and the mark has been taken down there by Robert Scott. Scott comes across ground. Into the centre it goes, and it's White again. Coming into the half-forward zone. Ablett's a chance for a crumb. No crumbs forthcoming, though. Taken away by Regalo. That could have been a free kick, holding the ball, and the umpire has given Ablett the chance to score before quarter time. There's only about 15 seconds left. Ablett, 55 metres out. He's going to take a great kick with the wet ball. Not that the ball be that heavy. He's gone short. The Browners, you think he should have gone the long one, Don? Or was he too far out?
Well, he really didn't have any options there, Jack, and he looked for the hole. Brownless was cut off by Batterston.
Siren for quarter time, and only 1 point the difference. Geelong 1-4-10, leading Melbourne 1-3-9 in the first semi-final of the National Panasonic Cup.
It seemed their perfect life together would last an eternity. Then it happened.
Heart attack.
For the first time on television, the poignant true story
Don't die.
of a man fighting to stay alive
Pain might go away.
It'll get worse.
and a woman preparing to be alone.
I don't know how to go on without you.
James Garner
Tell them to hurry.
and Mary Tyler Moore.
You keep fighting.
A very special love story, a very special movie. Heart Sounds, Wednesday at 8:30 on 7.
There's a brand new power going round. Have you seen the way the Commodore's looking now? Its performance is the best. Just put it to the test. Take a Commodore out on the prowl.
Commodore is the new winner, with more power from the standard fuel-injected 6, the stunning turbo, and the gutsy V8. That's why more Australian families invest in Commodore than any other car. Drive the world-class Australian. Commodore from Holden.
Now, New Zealand's just a little country, but we're big in a couple of ways. Got the odd decent-sized tree, and that's just one of the routes. And a touch of snow in the foothills here is just the thing for keeping your beers cold. And one little cracker of beer with a great big taste. Kiwi Lager.
Try the beer that's made from some of the world's purest ingredients. Kiwi Lager, a great big beer from a great little country.
The old creek's down a bit, eh?
Fast bucks. 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 Fast bucks.
Greyhound Racing. It's the best live action in town.
The biggest thing in your letterbox this year is the Beaurepairs catalogue. Inside, you'll find the most comprehensive range of value-priced tyres. Steel radials from just $66. There's a huge selection of performance and off-road tyres and wheels to suit all driving conditions for a price that won't be beaten. And batteries from only $41.95. For big savings on the biggest range of tyres, wheels and batteries, check the Beaurepairs catalogue. Check your tyres, check our prices.
1 point the difference at quarter time. Williams for Melbourne, Exel for Geelong, the only goal kickers in the first quarter. And at the end of tonight's semi-final, we'll be voting for best on the ground to receive this prize from National.
Tonight's player of the match will receive a 34-centimetre portable colour TV from National Panasonic. This compact and lightweight portable television features soft push-button channel selection and detachable dipole aerial, compliments of National Panasonic.
And what a disappointing quarter that was from two teams that really should be a little bit more desperate. And I know they've got a chance to play in a final, a night final, and these two teams haven't played in a final for years. And I was, as I mentioned earlier, very, very disappointed. I believe both teams should have gone about it a little harder. They've only scored, one team scored 10 points, the other 9. We see here on screen Exel threading his way through the pack. The former Carlton player went off to Bendigo for a while and now has joined Geelong. And he moved quite well. In fact, he was probably one of their better players on that forward line. David Williams lining up. This was a good goal, but good players, very hard to find. I was impressed, I suppose, with a young fellow, Steins, in the ruck for Melbourne. The young Irish boy got a couple of hit-outs, but I was also impressed with the way he moved after the ball once he got the hit-out. There he is on screen, a big fellow, but he's still got a lot to learn as far as the football and the ruck player is concerned. But it could come alive, this game, but won't be terribly hard for players to lift because a lot of them haven't done anything.
OK, that summary from Don Scott at quarter time. 1 point the difference. Geelong 1-4, Melbourne 1-3. We'll take a break. Back with the second quarter after these messages.
Ah, yes, a marvellous dinner party. But now your body's on the warpath. Your stomach's on fire. You've got tom-toms in your head. Alka-Seltzer to the rescue. With a gentle antacid for upset stomach and aspirin for headache, Alka-Seltzer tablets help bring peace to your body fast. Use only as directed and see your doctor if pain persists.
Alka-Seltzer to the rescue.
Introducing Gillette Contour Plus with lubricating strip. It actually releases lubricants for smoothness like you've never felt before. Gillette Contour Plus. First we made it closer, now we've made it smoother.
How does Nissan Pintara stack up against the mid-size 4-cylinder competition? When it comes to power and reliability, comfort and style, only Pintara gets it all together. Now with Nissan's new 2-year warranty.
Thursday, the case of the resident patient.
No one has ever needed your advice more than I. No one.
For Sherlock Holmes, a mystery unequaled in darkness.
I cannot possibly advise you if you try to deceive me.
The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes, Thursday, 9:30 on 7. Friday night, Michael York, star of The Far Country, is a man in search of a myth.
Lions on the veldt, how they live and how they die is what I'm interested in.
Based on the true story of a man who made an incredible discovery. The White Lions, Ivan's movie classic, premieres 8:30 Friday.
Welcome back to VFL Park at quarter time. John Northey told the Melbourne players that they were messing around with the ball too much, but he said he was pleased with their tackling. What about the Geelong camp as we say good evening to Scott Palmer? What about Gary Ablett, Scotty?
Well, Gary felt like a horse, a stallion with a tight collar. He had a lace-up Guernsey on for the first time. He's called for his old one with a loose fitting, and he said he'll play a better game in this quarter. John Devine was a whispering type coach tonight, and he just told his players to get in, man up, and keep the ball on the forward line. And he gave a little clap to Terry Bright for that little bit of rough stuff over there, Pete.
OK, Scotty, Geelong by a point at quarter time. Here's the start of the second quarter now with Peter Lamb.
Umpire Paul Saville comes in to bounce the ball. Geelong leading by 10 points, or Ian Robinson rather. 10 points to 9 it is. A rather lacklustre affair in the opening term. Let's see if things lift in the second stanza. Picked up now for Melbourne by Grinter. Grint up towards the left half-forward flank. Here's a chance for the Demon. Bailey at the 50-metre line goes long. Which way will it bounce? Towards the boundary line. And the ball taken over at that stage for the Cats by Stoneham. So a boundary throw in, right forward pocket for Melbourne. Number 14 for Geelong is Flanagan. For the front position against Spalding. Picked up by Little Buse. Captaining the Cats tonight, and the mark is taken by Lovett right on the boundary line. Short pass, or attempt at such. White, that's his 7th possession so far, playing a pretty good game in defence. Cleave, not a good hand pass. Viney gets it back to Batterston, well shepherded by Regolo. Now towards full forward, and a strong mark taken down there by Schultz. Over to Stoneham. Stoneham from half-back, wobbly punt kick back towards the centre wing position. It's all Geelong. Cleave in front of Regolvo. Pair of hands, Craig Cleave, and what a strong player. Looked for Ablett, couldn't find him. Mark or free kick, whatever. That's Yates, I think. Yes, it is. You got a nice old one in the tummy there, and comes up a little bit winded as we watch it again.
see here on replay, Yates takes the mark, the ball gets trapped underneath, and down he comes on top of the ball.
Back live, play continues, half forward. Down goes Bairstow. Tries to get the hand pass out, does so effectively. Bewes' kick only travels about 30 metres. Exel tries to palm it on, couldn't do so. Going for the line is Campbell. Ablett in the back for mine. Wait on the umpire signal. No, a boundary throw.
Obviously, the umpire thought that Gary was playing for that free kick. He was near the boundary line and gave the Melbourne side the benefit of the doubt.
Steins doing the ruck work for Melbourne now, getting the ball. Good left-hand tap too down to Yates. That was very well done. Picked up now, and the left foot kick going very high, favouring Geelong really. The chance now for Bright to get in to get the ball to turf. Can't do so. Another chance for Melbourne to take it away. Picked up by Ryan. He shoots a hand pass away. Picked up, and this time by Williams. He goes into the half-forward zone, or down on the centre wing really, looking for a teammate further afield. Christensen up high, can't take the mark. Gets in very quickly to pick up the crumbs. Well tackled. Can't do a thing with it, and the umpire will bounce. The bounce taking place 60 metres out from the goal. And this goal, of course, there's Peter Moore on screen, having a night off tonight with a slight injury. I suppose he'd like to be out there, and I think Melbourne could do with him out there too, because they're not going that well. Batterson picking up the ball, going into the half-forward zone, 50 metres out from goal. Who can pick this one up? It's going to be taken away there. Well done by Stoneham. His little kick goes up toward the centre, and the mark has been taken down there by Robert Scott. Scott of Geelong looking for a hand pass. Very poor attempt to get it there, though. Batterson looked for a free kick. It comes back to Scott. He goes for another hand pass. Comes out at this occasion to White. Can't make contact with the ball. Very scrambly bit of football going on. Viney tried to get a hand pass away to find a teammate. At this stage, can't find one. It comes to the turf once again. Ryan tries to get away. Picked up again. This time it's by Coop. Coop swinging into the half-forward zone, has found a teammate. He finds Dean. Dean to the goal square, looking for another one down there. Payne after it. Can't get it before the boundary line, and we'll see a boundary throw-in taking place in the forward pocket.
Ted Fidge is off for Melbourne. He has come off with an injured arm. There he is on screen.
But there won't be more injuries.
Obviously receiving some attention going up into the training room.
Boundary throw-in. Flanagan in there for Geelong, tapping to the front of the pack too. Hughes can't get it away as yet, can't pick up cleanly. Cole waiting for the outcome, but the umpire comes into bounce. Only 20 metres out from the goal, and this is a chance for Melbourne to score here. Melbourne 20 metres out from goal, 1 point between the teams. Geelong leading by 1 point. And a chance for Melbourne. The snap coming from the forward pocket position, and a good mark once again to Stoneham.
He's playing well down there in the key defence post. 4.5 minutes into the term now. He's going to have to kick over the mark. So saith Ian Robinson. Umpire's whistle time on, but it's really of no importance because they play 20-minute quarters no matter what happens in these matches. In the first two, Lovett's long shot will just about get there. It's Stoneham on the top of the head, a chance for Payne to pick it up. He can't do so. Boundary throw-in about 3 metres from the behind post in the left forward pocket. And that looks like Fidge receiving some treatment there for a possible back injury. Peter Donegan might have some news for us shortly as Flanagan knocks it down. It's Bewes with the long hand pass. Back it goes from Bairstow to Christensen, but it beats him over the boundary line as well. And again, a throw-in, this time about 10 to 15 metres from the behind post. Still no addition to the quarter-time score, 5.5 minutes into the second quarter. Knocked down by Landy, picked up by Cole. They were two of Geelong's best players in the first quarter. Conley right on the boundary line. I was looking at the boundary umpire. No signal came. Flanagan was the flyer in front. Would have almost been paid that mark. And that should be a free kick. For on the shoulder. It'll go to Williams, and he has a chance to bring up his second goal.
Well, I thought Flanagan may have been paid that mark. He was in front, and I thought he brought the ball to ground, and obviously the umpire, well, we saw the umpire said no, and Melbourne now lining up for their chance for their second goal.
A goal would put the Demons 5 points in front. I don't think it's a goal. It's not, and so scores are level now at VFL Park. 6 minutes into the quarter, 1 goal for each. Williams looking a little bit disgusted with himself, and Terry Bright will bring the ball back into play.
Well, it was Williams, Peter, who kicked the first goal.
Yes.
That would have been the second goal to him and to Melbourne. Bright playing short from the full-back position, finds Bairstow. There's somewhere to go. He's only gained about 10 metres away from the goal square. Now Bairstow's going straight across. I thought he got a hand pass back to Bright. Not very good football, Don Scott.
Well, that's why they play it, Jack, where a long kick could overcome a lot of this short kicking.
Coming back into attack, Bailey awaits the crumb. Chance to pick it up now. He gets a hand pass. Patterson's left foot shot going goalward, but chance there for Buse to take the mark for Geelong. Hand passes back in, taken by Flanagan. Big Flanagan kicked the ball a mile. He normally does so, but goes toward the centre of the ground. Oh, there was a chance there for Geelong through Troy, but he took his eye off it. Now is a chance for the Geelong team to get forward, and Billy Brownless within scoring distance, only 50 metres out, can kick the ball a long way when he gets onto him. So Billy Brownless 50 metres out from goal is from where he'll kick. Brownless with Geelong level with Melbourne on 10 points apiece. The kick's long, but it's off target, swinging across, only one behind.
Excellent pass by Scott to Brownless as we go down to Peter Donegan. Let's see what the news is on Fidge.
Yes, well, as you can see at the moment, Teddy Fidge is having his back worked on. He's just put his back out a little bit, and they're working on it hopefully to try and loosen it up, and fingers crossed he might be okay.
Danny Hughes brings the ball back into play. That's a towering punt kick. Travels a good 55 to 60 metres. And it almost lobs now in the centre square. Out comes Batterston. Good tackle. Did he have the ball? A play on call. Christensen does. It's short to Troy. Troy over the top with a hand pass to Couch. Couch in turn. Short ball to half forward. Ablett almost got his first touch for the game. Picked up by Stretch. Stretch has gone for a short pass. Coop. Scott into the back of him. Couch comes in to lend assistance. It's a real scramble still, and the umpire's found a free kick. It'll be taken by Scott.
Very short.
Exel. So the two blondes figuring in the action for Geelong. Exel's kicked their only goal so far.
It'll take a good kick from there, Peter.
Yes, 50 metres out. Ablett waiting at the back for the crumbs. Now he might be able to get to the ball first. He has to pick it up, though. Couldn't do so. It's still pretty slippery after the 2 showers of rain we had in the first quarter. And it will be a boundary throw-in just past the 50-metre line at right half forward flank. Hughes and Yates. 37 is the Irish boy, Jim Steins. Couch there is... not Couch, but Cleve there as well. Yates now going down with the ball. No one getting it out. Chance for Bairstow. Some soccer tactics. See it travelled only about 5 metres. Picked up by Regolo. Breaks the tackle well. It's crumbling aplenty now. Finally, Coop out wide towards centre wing, and the mark is taken for Melbourne out there by Dean, who played so very well against Hawthorn in the quarter-final. Kicked, I think, from memory, 4 goals. Good tackle by Schultz, resulting in a loose ball on centre wing. Players going in pretty solidly. A push in the back, though, sees the free kick going Geelong's way, or will it be Melbourne? No, it's to Batterston on left centre wing. Adrian Batterston looks for Williams. Almost came down with the ball. He waited at the back. Couch to Buse, and Geelong go forward again.
Up to the half-forward zone. The kick by Buse travels. Regolo tried to get it down. There's another chance now for Stretched. He's doing very well. Gets the ball into the half or centre wing position. And now Melbourne through Lovett come to the half-forward zone. It's a chance for Williams. Up goes Stoneham, but the mark thought may have been paid to Williams. Stoneham playing well for Geelong in defence. Gets it up to Couch. Couch on centre wing, looking for a lead, but no one's moving up there. It's a hand pass away and takes it back again. Couch shoots another hand pass in toward the half-forward zone. Yates of Melbourne picking up, getting a hand pass away. The umpire played the advantage rule. Coop tries to get it out and quickly does so. The left foot kick travels down towards Bright, and Terry Bright can't take the mark. It's on the turf. Underneath there is Cole, and umpire Ian Robinson comes into bounds 55 metres out from Melbourne's goal. Scoreboard showing on screen, you see John Devine, the coach of Geelong, not very impressed with what he's seeing either. Geelong 1-5-11. And Grinter seems to be holding his jaw, maybe got a smack in the mouth. I think he might be all right. He doesn't want any assistance from the training staff. So it's Geelong 1 point in front of Melbourne, and 55 metres out from goal is the Melbourne team at present. Another chance there for Geelong, can't get it out. Batterston breaks away. Here's a chance for Melbourne to shoot at goal. Batterston gets it going forward. It's a goal. Goal.
It's a one-finger exercise. You check the weight of what you're cooking, and new National microwaves do the sums for you. It's easy when you come home to National.
It's set to go off. This
This week, Midweek Tex Lotto was jackpotted at $1.5 million. $1.5 million! No other game can be the same. When your Tex Lotto numbers come up. Begin it this Wednesday.
Approaching the 11 3/4 minute mark. That was Batterston's first goal and Melbourne second. I'm sure John Northey would be pleased with that. But it's a very low-scoring affair at the moment. 5 points the difference. Batterston and Williams, the goal kickers for Melbourne. Exeter is the only goal kicker for Geelong. Ball bounces out of the circle. Rebounds off Ryan. A chance for Scott again for Geelong. To half forward. Tries to find out, but caught out of position again. And the mark is taken by Yates. And it comes to Stretch. Breaks the tackle. Love it. Good Shepherd. Back to centre wing. Geelong looking a little bit better now. Bright, they're playing behind, and a strong mark taken by Williams a long way from goal. And the hand pass comes to Bailey. It came from Coop. He's been a useful player tonight. Out it goes to half forward again. Payne has to beat 2 or 3 of them. Couldn't do so. In goes Landy for Geelong. It's going to be a bounce just inside the 50-metre line.
In actual fact, Peter, there were 4 Geelong players there, had a chance to take it away and couldn't do so.
Steins moves that one down. Scott to Bairstow for Geelong was good handball. Looking for Cleve. Regoldo runs into his back. The umpire says no free kick. Exel tries to palm it out. Williams went past, but didn't get the hand pass he was seeking. Good first quarter, Shane Williams, with 5 possessions. It's going to be a bounce, though, on centre wing outer side. Geelong bench. It's 6'5", 6'6", Steins. Well, we'll put it down as a kick, although it travels only about 5 or 6 metres. Bairstow, the opportunity, dummies the hand pass, then decides to kick it himself, but it looks as though it's off target, and one behind, now it's out of bounds. And so a free kick to Melbourne in the left back pocket. And it will be taken by Danny Hughes, who's captaining the side tonight. And one of the more rugged fullbacks. Good long kick. The hands of Stein. Chance for Couch to get clear, couldn't quite do so. The hand pass comes to Bailey, gets clear of Troy. Christensen, a juggle, and will be paid the mark at the right half-back flank. Last time we saw these two sides, or saw Geelong, he played a very, very good game. That's Bairstow to Bright, centre field. Knocked away by Yates. Picked up by Coop again. His kick towards Williams. Williams at centre field. Can he get clear of White? He does so. He's gone for a short pass. Not a well-directed one. And an easy pick-up for Stoneham.
Stoneham doing very well in the back line there. Getting the ball up to the half-back zone now. Picked up by Christensen, who Peter said before has played very well in the National Panasonic games that we've seen. Up to the half-forward zone, he gets it. But the Melbourne defence is standing firm also. Hand pass comes away to the half-forward zone. Cleve's kick, not a good one. Brownless comes on the scene a bit late. Bailey of Melbourne got in there. Another hand pass comes out. The Melbourne side doing quite well. The hand pass from Lovett comes out now, and it's been driven down by Yates to the half-forward line. Should have been a mark on that occasion, but Stoneham did well again, getting the ball away up toward the half-forward zone. No one home for Geelong. Ablett on the scene, picking up the crumb. Goes toward goal. He's 50 metres out. Goes for his second bounce. Ablett into the open goal. Forward it travels, and the umpire said, I think he's got it. He's got it.
I've got to tell you that 2 of my favourite shows are here on 7. First, there's Family Ties, which, of course, is wonderful. We all love Family Ties. And that's followed by Hey Dad, a new Australian show which is so funny, I'm surprised I'm not in it.
Tomorrow night on Day by Day, an affair that shocked even the pop world.
When he found out how old I was, I think he had more of a shock.
And what did he have to say about that?
I think he had another vodka tonic.
That's tomorrow night on Day by Day.
Just on the 16-minute mark, that was Gary Ablett's first goal from 2 possessions so far, so he's had a quiet night. Although percentage-wise, he's got half their goals. So a bounce to follow, just off the centre circle. As White was the last one to get up. He's been a busy player too for the Cats so far this evening. 6 possessions. Flanagan and Steins. Again, neither ruckman gets an effective tap out. That looked a high tackle for mine on Dean, but the umpire says no, a play on call. It's still a scramble. Finally, Troy tries to get clear. That's clear of Viney, and also Steins is kicked down towards the half-forward line.
Well done.
Opportunity for Exel. Dummies the hand pass, then he goes for one for Ablett. Can he make it 2 goals in the matter of 2 minutes? The pass into the goal square and Brownless puts it through. So the Geelong heavyweights combining effectively, and the Cats hit back 3-5 to 2-4, Don Scott.
Well, the game's starting to come alive now. It was bad luck for the young Melbourne player. The ball bounced over his head. We'll see here on replay. The ball bounced over Peter Ryan's head. Exel picks up. Open space, hand pass, intelligent, quick thinking by Ablett. Across to Brownless, left unattended, and bang. Geelong's 3rd goal. Bill Brownless, Gary Ablett, and Gavin Exel.
Ablett, Brownless and Exel, the goal kickers for Geelong. Williams and Batterston, the contributors for Melbourne. 23-16. The Cats lead by 7 points now at the 17.5-minute mark of the quarter. Knocked down by Steins. It goes to Couch, though. Couch out towards the right half-forward flank. Stretch. He really did stretch for that. 50 metres with the kick. At the back is Stoneham, but he can't outmark Dean. A strong grab.
Yes, 50 metres out. You called it right, but now change that because he's coming into 35 metres with the 15-metre penalty against Stoneham. About the first mistake Stoneham has made this evening.
And a good kick there by Stretch coming off that half-back line. The value of a long kick into the forward line.
There's a chance now for Melbourne to get some back. Dean going forward. I think he's missed it. By the way, the umpire's moved across, only one behind. So the scoreboard showing at the 18-minute mark of the 2nd term, Geelong on 23 points, Melbourne on 17 points, a difference of only 6 points. Terry Bright from the full-back position, running it up towards Stoneham, who's getting in the front position, and a mark not paid. The free kick will be paid by the umpire. Umpiring tonight, Ian Robinson and Paul Saville. And this is Paul Saville adjudicating here. Stoneham going up to the wing position, looking for a teammate, can't find one as yet. The ball tapped down toward Drinter. This young fella just come on the ground, Ricky Jackson of Melbourne, but he couldn't gain possession on that occasion, nor could Bairstow. We'll see a boundary throw-in taking place 60 metres out from the Melbourne goal. Time clock ticking away toward the 19-minute mark, the 2nd term, and the scores in front of you, only 1 goal between the teams. 3-5 to 2-5. Melbourne going forward, a high kick from Batterston toward the boundary line, and may have just gone out. Now the umpire deemed it to be in, and Lovett will take this kick from 55 metres out from goal. Looking for a teammate. He finds Scott, the player I mentioned, Jackson, the player I mentioned earlier, just coming on the ground, and will take the shot from only 40 metres out.
Actually, that was well left by Williams there. He was running in, David Williams, and stopped his run. He saw Jackson was in a better position and allowed Jackson to chip in and take that easy chest mark.
Doesn't look much of him. Ricky Jackson toward goal. It's going to drop a little bit short, I feel, and the hands of Stoneham putting the ball through for 1 behind. So only 5 points between the teams now as we approach the half-time interval. 3-5 to 2-6 in Geelong's favour. Terry Bright looking for somewhere to go. There's a lead there too by White. Kick is good. White taking the kick from on the 50-metre defensive line, going for the boundary line, I feel. Connolly won't get there. Yes, he gets there in time, about 2 metres inside the boundary line, going short to Coop. Coop going for a funny-looking hand pass to Batterston. Over it comes again. Steins can't pick it up. Picked up by Grinter. His kick comes to the half-forward zone, and a golden opportunity by Bailey missed. It's a half-time siren sound. Geelong 3-5-23, and there's a bit of a fight on down there at the half-forward zone. I don't think much will come out of it. It's Melbourne on 2-6-18, and that'll take a while to sort things out, Don. Don't know whether they heard the siren or not.
Bailey a little bit frustrated not taking that mark, turned on Graham landing. And that's the reason why they're having that pushing and shove now.
Well, any landies that get turned on rather get aggressive, I've been told.
Get turned on.
Jumped on. Oh. I think it's all over, don't you?
Yes, I like the fight, isn't it?
Yeah. Okay, well, at half-time, it's 2-6-18 to 3-5-23. Geelong, that quarter, kicking 2 goals, 1, and Melbourne adding 1 goal, 3. Very low-scoring game in the first semi-final of the National Panasonic Cup. But Geelong, just towards the end of that quarter, looked as though they might have got their forward game going with Ablett and Brownless combining well. And Exel, the other blonde with the trio, has also been a rather useful player as well. So not too much in it. Anybody's game at half-time. We'll take a break, and we'll be back with Palmer's Punchlines and Don Scott's half-time summary in just a few minutes.
to the microwave that grills, called the Dimension 4, comes the microwave for tiny spaces, the National Junior Chef. And the microwave that thinks, the Genius, of course, all from National. And so is every worthwhile shape and size of microwave in between. So no matter what size your breakfast, lunch, or dinner parties, National make a microwave to match. Phew, and isn't that nice to come home to? Come home to National.
At first, only gays and IV drug users were being killed by AIDS. But now we know every one of us could be devastated by it. The fact is, over 50,000 men, women, and children now carry the AIDS virus. That in 3 years, nearly 2,000 of us will be dead. That if not stopped, it could kill more Australians than World War II. But AIDS can be stopped, and you can help stop it. If you have sex, have just one safe partner, or always use condoms. Always.
At America's oldest registered distillery, Jack Daniel's in Tennessee, barrelmen like Vilvin Rutledge and Billy Durham have plenty of time. You see, aging Jack Daniel's calls for a slow process that just can't be hurried. Sometimes, doing it best calls for doing nothing. So nothing is exactly what Vilvin and Billy do.
Quite a move, Billy.
I thought you'd like it.
Jack Daniel's Tennessee whiskey.
Four things come not back. The spoken word, the sped arrow, time past, the neglected opportunity. Capita, a dynamic investment and insurance group, and City Mutual's new name.
Thursday on 7.
What the hell is going on here?
Rafferty takes on the US government.
Is some heavy in the CIA? Because they're here to suppress the truth. Lie!
Will he crack under pressure
We'll expect clear extradition. You're threatening them.
and give them the man they want?
They want him because they're frightened of him. But is that the concern of the Manly Magistrates Court?
Just how far will they go?
It's a fabricated case against an innocent man. Get out of my way, Rafferty.
Rafferty versus the CIA and another great episode of a brilliant new Australian show. Thursday on 7.
Low-scoring game in the first semi-final. 3-5 to 2-6. The goal kickers for Geelong. Ablett 1, Brownless 1, and Exel 1. And for Melbourne, Williams 1, and also Batterston 1. The second semi-final next week, don't forget. And incidentally, should Melbourne win tonight's game, the grand final will be held on Wednesday the 29th. The reason for that is that Melbourne has a game on the Sunday, and so they'll be given the extra day's rest. Of course, if Geelong win, it will be held on the normal Tuesday night. That's Tuesday the 28th. So if Melbourne win, Wednesday the 29th for the grand final. If Geelong win, it's Tuesday the 28th. Half-time, of course, means Palmer's Punchlines. Tonight, live from the Boundary, Scott Palmer, the sporting editor of the Sunday Press. Good evening.
Good evening, Peter, and welcome people to Punchlines out here in the VFL Park. The Sydney Swans marriage with rugby is continuing. Why, even tonight, Tommy Hapey's coaching assistant, Craig Davis, was at the Eastern Suburbs Rugby League Club teaching him how to kick. Davis was invited by the legendary Artie Beetson to show the Roosters how to boot the ball accurately and how to smother it off the foot. Maybe rugby is convinced that if you can't beat them up there, join them. Collingwood hopes that Peter Dacos is only a week away from actually playing, which would make his one of the shortest temporary retirements in history. Graham Atkins will get his clearance papers from North probably tomorrow, but at a substantially higher figure than the 100,000 we've been talking about. Richmond isn't hurrying to fill its vacant presidency. They're waiting to find another tycoon like Alan Bond, or someone who can open the doors to the big corporate area, a John Elliott or a Bob Ansett. The Tigers, they're shooting high. Fitzroy players are going up market. The club is providing them with jazzy new stepping outfits to wear to the matches from now on. The players themselves will be playing part of the cost. The rest will be subsidised by the Lions. As one official said today, some of our young blokes will now have to be taught to not a tie. Lion recruit Daryl Lutet, who crossed over from Melbourne, broke his arm in 2 places in his first game with the reserves on Saturday and is now out for 6 weeks. At Essendon, though, Tim Watson's 12 months rehabilitation is up and he could make his reappearance against Essendon on Saturday. The Tigers are still waiting for the legal work to be done in connection with Terry Wallace, and then they'll have to juggle their list to fit him into the salary cap. They won't say someone might have to go, they're just saying we'll have to juggle the list. And now for a doozy. Unofficial talks are going on amongst general managers to try and solve the time-wasting and unduly rough play issue. I'm told a couple of them are in favour of following soccer and allowing umpires to show the yellow card as a warning to players. The next time he does it, he's off. Not a bad idea, but that's all from now. What about it, boys?
Paul Saville holds the ball aloft, and we begin the second half now with Geelong leading by only 5 points, 3-5 to 2-6. 37 is Steins, and he did a fairly good job in the first half against Flanagan. He won that knockout, knocked away by Bairstow. A chance for Lovett on right centre wing to drive the Demons into attack, which he does. Stoneham in front, could have almost taken that mark. A chance for Coop, one of Melbourne's better players. Back to Dean, who's done little tonight after starring against Hawthorn. Lovett again. Gets clear of Christensen. A high kick, travels only about 20 metres. And off the hands of Viney. That might be out of bounds, or was it touched? It was touched over the line, and so a throw-in will take place right on the 50-metre line. Flanagan and Spalding. Flanagan palms that one down to Viney. Bairstow fumbles. And it will be a bounce almost in the identical spot. 1 minute gone in the third term. And handing the ball back there was young Jackson, who came on late in the second quarter. Second quarter, that's right. It's like being on for the rest of the game too, as we mentioned at half-time. Got a few players in Melbourne with injuries. The mark is taken again by Lovett, so he's starring early in the third term. Lovett's long kick. And 2 Geelong players flying together, but it doesn't matter. And big Flanagan has the grab. Goes for the short pass. Out to the half-back line. Bailey standing on the mark. And the grab is taken by Landy. He's been one of Geelong's good defenders tonight. So too is Terry Bright. And Batterston went up without too much science. The umpire has given the kick to Troy, who in turn goes for the hand pass. As is Shane Williams. He started off well. Had 5 possessions in the first quarter. Good mark to Cleve. Right on the 50-metre line. Strong pair of hands, this fellow. Not the fastest guy on the Geelong side. A chance to go for the long kick instead of Licks on the pass. It might come off. It's okay. Is it a mark? Yes, it is to Brownless. And he's only about 20 metres out.
Well, he really didn't want that one, Bill. He just juggled it, had 2 or 3 attempts at it, brought it to ground, and the umpire said he at least brought the ball to ground in his view and has paid the mark.
Well, Brownless, I think Don could have been paid the free kick. Steiner was coming straight at him. He didn't actually get to him, I know, but had he made contact, he would have been given the free kick. But Brownless taking the shot at goal, only 30 metres out. He may have just pushed that one a little bit. The umpire said he's missed it, so not too happy with that shot as Bill Brownless, and Geelong needed that to try and get a little bit more lead over Melbourne. Geelong 3-6-24, Melbourne 2-6-18. Only 1 kick in it, used from full back. Going straight up the ground, which is good to see, Donald. Ablett couldn't take the mark. It comes down to Couch. Couch can't do a thing. Grinder awaits, looked like Connolly going in to get the ball away, and now Melbourne trying to get it forward once again, taking the hand pass and moving it up as Peter Ryan. Ryan gets it over to Stretch. It's going to be moved by Batterston. Batterston tries to break away from Bairstow. The kick's very high. Could come to ground. Bright getting the front berth. Can't take the mark. Kicked off the ground by Cole. Been run up to the half-forward zone. Melbourne a chance once again by Williams. Williams tries to kick it back over his head. Wasn't that successful. Going toward the boundary line, and the good mark has been taken out by Ricky Jackson. He's in the forward pocket. A difficult shot at goal. He's looking for somewhere to go with it. He's going to be forced to take the shot, I feel. A very tight shot off the boundary line. Ricky Jackson. About 35 metres from where he'll kick. Melbourne need a goal. They trail by 1 goal to Geelong. The kick looks off the boot as though it might be a bit tight. Only 1 behind. So it's 5 points again. 24 playing 19 in favour of Geelong, with the time clock getting toward the 4-minute mark of the third term. On screen there is Bright. Will he go down the middle or go out wide? Coming to the members' side of the ground, looking for Stoneham. finds him too. Stoneham did a good job in the second term. In fact, in the first half, played quite well, but they're zigzagging the ball up and down or across the ground back to Stoneham. They can't work that out at all. It doesn't make sense to me. It's on the turf. Yates tries to get it away. Stoneham comes in to try and do something right instead of going that little short pass across the ground. And now the umpire having a few words to say, umpire Saville. And Stoneham, I think, might have lost his cool a bit there. Pete realised he made a mistake and took it out on the umpire. The ball about to be put down, 55 metres out from Melbourne's goal. Big Flanagan gets it down. Stoneham can't take it. Steins can't do much with it. Was close to the boundary line. Hooked back overhead. Bright taps it down. Bailey shot off the ground. Runs through for one behind only. So Melbourne going forward, getting points, and where they need goals. Not much in the game though. 24 playing 20. And it's in Geelong's favour as we approach the 5-minute mark of the third term.
Graham Landy goes towards the outer side, and pleasing to see with the long kick. Lovett, though, takes the mark. He's a good 60 metres out from goal. Need to be an excellent kick to score from there. He's had a go. In front, Bailey. Stoneham comes out with the ball. Dribbles it along the ground. Coop in front. Christensen beats him. Hand pass is effective to Buse. On it goes to White. Not a good hand pass, though. A chance for Melbourne to score now. And that was little Lovett having a shot, but he's got it to Dean. And Dean takes the mark in front of Stoneham.
It'll be a good shot if he kicks one from there, Pete. He's nearly behind the behind puck.
Yes, he's right on the boundary line, isn't he?
He's doing the right thing. At least he's going back a long way. At least give himself the opportunity, if he wishes, to come around onto his left foot, which he's done.
Now there's a shot, and the goal umpire says it's full points, and so Melbourne hit the front.
If you're gonna play me on a national stereo.
Down a bit. Is there someone in there with you? No, Mum.
National. Portable stereos that deliver more of what the performer puts in.
And National's got a whole range of portable stereos that can do that. Come home to National.
And Lovett has had 5 kicks in this quarter. As I said, he was starring, and in fact still is. 3-6-2, 3-8. Melbourne lead by 2 points, 6.5 minutes into the term. And that was Dean's first goal. He kicked 4 against Hawthorn. Knock on by Coop. He's been a good player tonight for Melbourne. Down to Williams at the edge of the square. Flanagan and Christensen in pursuit. Oh, long kick. That's how to get the ball down, and there he is again. He's got a chance for his second goal, Dean, after having a very quiet start, Don.
Yes, but isn't it interesting to watch if you can get the ball out of centre? Stein got the ball. Melbourne got it out of the centre. We see it on replay. And a long kick down to the centre line. If you can get the ball out of the centre cleanly, you certainly can take advantage of it. And Melbourne did on that occasion, and Warren Dean coming in for his second goal.
Which he has got. 2 goals to Dean in the space of a minute. Melbourne lead by 8 points. Their best forward work of the match.
Well, Dean is a real opportunist up on that forward line. He's not the type of player that you build a side around, but he's there and he will always bob up, as he just did then. 2 goals in the space of 30 seconds. You'll see here on replay the ball tapped out by Coote, a real little gun. Across to Williams, who's also been a good player, moving well on that forward line. A nice long kick and a good mark there by Dean, right in the goal square.
2 goals to Dean, 1 to Batterston, 1 to Williams. The goal kickers for Melbourne, and for Geelong, Ablett, Brownless and Exel.
Big knock by Flanagan, getting the ball moving forward. Couch of Geelong can't get it away, though. It's going to get bottled up in the centre again. Like Cole tried to get it out, couldn't do so. It comes back to Couch. His hand pass comes wide. Bailey got a big tap down. They can't take it cleanly. Tried to sock it off the ground was Coop. Couch gets it out. Can't do anything with it again. And once again, the Melbourne side tackling well. It's been picked up and shot downfield by Viney toward the goals, and they run through for 1 behind. So it's Melbourne in the third term doing all the attacking. They're leading now 33-24. A lead, as you see, of 9 points in favour of Melbourne after they were trailing at the half-time break by 5. So from the full-back position, Bright going short. Seems to be the pattern. Goes out to White. White in the back pocket. Goes for a hand pass. As they've had 2 possessions, haven't moved the ball 40 metres. Coming in towards the centre of the ground. Couch sets himself. Can't take the mark. It's tapped to turf. Melbourne tap it forward. It's shot on there by Jackson up toward Bailey. Bailey goes goalward. Another goal to Melbourne.
On the siren. A straight kick will win this for them. The ball bounces once, twice. It's heading towards goal. Will it bounce through? It does.
Go on. Put a 50 on the footy. TAB Footy Bet. Can you spot a winner?
Wednesday, the true story.
Heart attack.
A man fighting for his life. A woman preparing to be alone.
I don't know how to go on without you.
James Garner and Mary Tyler Moore. Heart Sounds. Wednesday, 8:30 on 7.
9 1/4 minutes have gone. Melbourne have kicked 3-3 in this quarter. Brownless has come off for Geelong and he's been replaced by Bruns, having his first run on the ground for the night. Picked up for Geelong by Scott. He's got it back to Exel. Exel at half forward, kicked the first goal of the match. He's 55 metres out. Can't score from there. Ablett in front. Oh, good defence by Hughes. Gets offloaded though by Bruns. In goes Stretch to try to pick it up. Successful. Might have got one in the back. The umpire did pay the free kick, but he's also paid the advantage rule. It's a nice old wrestle down there. Ablett's in there, so is Bruns, and I think Hughes is on the bottom of the pack. Play continues upfield, however, and it's Williams looking for a hand pass. And she's got out. Geelong go forward again. The ball driven up by Bairstow. It's over the boundary line, though, at the 10-minute mark of the
Stephen
term.
Stretch not too good in the hands of the trainers behind play there, and also Billy Brownless is off and Neville Bruns off. There we see Stephen Stretch on screen. A little bit of an altercation after that behind play. The umpires have separated the players, and the ball on Geelong's half, or Melbourne's left half-back flank.
Now let's hope he's just winded. Bruns cannoned into his back. And a couple of other things as well there.
And Hughes coming in to remonstrate.
Now play continues. It's at left half-back flank for Melbourne, and the mark is to Steins. Long kick to centre field, and there's the culprit. And judging by the noise from the crowd, they saw it as well. A juggle, good mark. It's grabbed on the centre wing for the Cats by Fitzgerald, who's also just come on. Short pass to half forward, knocked away by Steins. Couch tries to get clear and break away. Picked up by Rigolo for Melbourne. Onto Bailey, who kicked the last goal off the ground. Now a chain of hand passes, sees it out to Grinter. So his tooth's okay. Oh, Coop put his head down. Scott grabbed him high, and the umpire has called play on now, and he does.
Coop going up to the half-forward zone, looking for Viney. He can't take the mark, nor can Landy. Viney can't get it out either. On the ground as Christensen can't pick up. Landy does well, swinging back onto his kicking foot, the left, going into the half-back zone, finds White. White gets it back to Christensen. Christensen half-forward. The high flyers needed for Geelong. They're not doing too well in this term. It's all Melbourne's. Grinter picking up, getting it back to the centre wing position where it's all Geelong, and Williams coming on the scene to try and trap the ball, and should have really trapped it just inside the boundary line. Williams' hand pass, not a good one. Little hand pass came over the top, and that was taken by Scott and lost just as quickly. Rigolo trying to pick it up, and we'll see a Geelong free kick to be taken by Bairstow on the half-forward zone. Well, nearly up toward the... Well, sorry, it's not Bairstow at all, it's Fitzgerald. His hand pass coming in toward the half-forward zone. Scott going forward. And toward Ablett, he can't take the mark. Another opportunity for Lovett. Lovett can't do a thing with except kick it out wide, looking for a teammate. That teammate is Stephen Stretch. Toward the boundary line he goes. The ball tried to spin away from him. Stretch gets it back, picked up by Abbott. He's caught. His kick ineffective. 50 metres out for goal. Was a good tackle. And Melbourne take the pressure off once again. Up it travels, up toward the half-forward zone. Another chance for Coop, who's done quite well for Melbourne. Could have been a free kick the way of Coop, but the umpire didn't agree with me, and the bounce will take place.
It's interesting to note the way Gary Ablett's playing. We saw him in the third quarter against Peter Dean, using his body well. He certainly out-muscled Dean on that occasion, but now he might have been falling into the habit of blocking it a lot of times. He fell down against Frawley, and tonight against the bigger Melbourne opponents, he is just not getting away with using his body.
15 points the difference. Just past the 12-minute mark of the quarter. It comes out to Coop again for Melbourne. Stretch is recovered after that little altercation before, close to the boundary line with Schultz. It's a wrestle. Stretch on the ground again. The umpire says holding the ball.
Good decision.
Well, he was lying on it, wasn't he? Schultz's kick up to Hughes in front. Rigolo went through, but he didn't have the ball with him. Bairstow to half forward. Players misjudging the ball through the lights, I guess. Connolly goes for the hand pass. It's effective. Hughes just gets his kick in. It's a short one out towards the edge of the square, and the mark is taken by Graham Landy. Landy from the right half-back flank. Rigrex played towards the centre wing position. I don't know who he was kicking it to there. And it will be a boundary throw-in right next to the interchange area. John Northey will be happy with the side's performance in this quarter as Bairstow goes off and he's replaced by Hocking. And there he is, number 51, diving on top of the ball, and there's Neville Bruns. who also spent the first half on the bench. And things becoming a little bit heated out there, as you can see. I don't think any comments needed. A bounce right on the VFL emblem. 14 minutes into the third quarter. She certainly had more action packed into the 14 minutes than we saw in the whole first half. Picked up for Melbourne by Ryan. His kick to the 50-metre line. Turner tries to get clear, runs into a brick wall, so goes the other way, gives it over to Viney, who's been fairly quiet tonight. Viney has gone for a pass, and little Jackson takes it. He'll play on and goal.
It's set to go off. This week, midweek tax lotto was jackpotted at $1.5 million. $1.5 million. No other game could be the same. When your tax lotto numbers come up. Be in it this Wednesday.
Over 1,000 people are murdered by drunk drivers each year. This week on Cagney and Lacey, Mary Beth witnesses a hit and run.
You left a boy in the road to die.
The grief, the guilt. Cagney and Lacey, Saturday 8:30 on 7.
15 minutes into the third quarter, and Melbourne have kicked their fourth goal for the term. That was Jackson's first. 24 plays 45, a lead of 21 points.
Well, Geelong with some players aren't firing tonight, Peter. They'll have to certainly do something because we're only 15.5 minutes into the third term. Chance for Bruns to move it forward for Geelong, but he can't do anything. The ball hooked away toward the wing position. Hocking got a hand passed out. Now it's Christensen's turn to get the ball moving. Kick very high toward Ablett, looking for the front berth. Tries to take it one-handed. Swings round the left foot, shots toward goal. The umpire watches it go through for only one behind. So Geelong can't get goals when they need them.
Another fight, Jack, behind play.
Ted was a bit frayed. We did mention, Peter, that these two sides meet again next weekend, so they might be able to continue that.
Let's see how it started. A little bit of pushing and shoving. Steins, number 37.
The Irishman well into it there. And Darren Flanagan, here's another chance. The shot by Exel toward goal. Geelong might be coming back slightly. It is a goal to Geelong, kicked by Exel.
His second goal.
Melbourne 6-9-45, Geelong 4-7-31, and the Cats fans a little bit happier there, as you see. An Exel on screen. Another good goal, Don.
We see here the ball kicked out by Melbourne. A high ball, well punched back, and that's an attacking move to punch the ball from behind, especially when the opposition team are kicking out. One hand pass across to Exel, and bang, he's gone on and kicked his second goal.
A little please coach John Devine, because Melbourne have outplayed them in the early part of this third quarter. 14 points the difference at the 17-minute mark of the term. It's light rain, Jack. The Scotch missed. Flanagan picks the ball up over to White, to the edge of the square, bounces fairly high, thumped away by Hughes. The recipient is Connolly. Connolly out wide to the wing position. Now Lovett, who's had a brilliant third quarter.
Well done.
Steins palms it on. This is Batterston. Goes long, down towards centre half forward, still 50 metres out. It's a real race for the ball here. Landy for Geelong. Good tackle by Stoneham. Out comes Williams. Williams has gone for a pass. He centred the ball. Bruns made the front position. Deserved it. Runs his kick up towards Steins, and he marks on the edge of the square in front of Fitzgerald. To Connolly. Well shepherded by Lovett again. Flanagan late on the scene. Oh, good hand pass from Jackson. Over it goes, and Coop puts through another one for Melbourne.
Gillette is changing the face of shaving. First we made it closer. Now we're making it smoother. Introducing new Contour Plus with lubricating strip. It actually releases lubricants to glide the razor more smoothly. Smoothness like you've never felt before. New Contour Plus. First we made it closer, now we've made it smoother.
5 goals, 3. Melbourne have now kicked in this quarter. They lead by 20 points. And so the Demons getting their act together. 31 plays 51 at the centre circle. Hand pass comes past the hands of Christensen. Bright tries to soccer it off the ground. A chance for Batterston again. A long kick up towards the full forward position.
And a good mark taken once again by Stoneham. Now I hope he uses the ball more intelligently this time. He goes short again, goes out wide and finds Schultz. Hand pass from Schultz up to Bairstow gets a hand pass in again. Geelong going crisscrossing the ground. Christensen's caught. It's been picked up by Viney. Viney going in toward the half-forward zone. A chance for Bailey. Ducked the head, broke the tackle. The umpire didn't give any free kicks there. Picked up by Batterston. The kick off target. Only one behind resulting. But Melbourne doing all the attacking and Geelong coming out of defence and going across the ground, playing the short game, and I think paying the penalty. There's Williams on screen there, Peter, for Geelong, but the man with the ball now, that's Bailey, got a bit of a heavy tackle there a moment ago. He ducked his head. The umpire didn't give him the free kick, which he was looking for, but now it's Bright going out wide to the outer side. Big Flanagan tried to tap it down. Well done to Bruns. Bruns hand pass up toward the wing position. There's a chance for Hocking. The left foot kick travelling up to the half-forward zone. Another chance for Cleve to take the mark. Got the juggles, couldn't hold it. Could have been a free kick his way there. And the umpire has not awarded it. He's paying the boundary throw-in. So Geelong at this stage on 31 points. Melbourne on 52, holding sway. 21 points in front they are. There could have been a free kick. It should have been clear.
Well, wouldn't that be time wasting, Jack?
Well, you would think so, Don, if they wish to implement that rule. You would think so, but the umpire, in his wisdom, I will say, isn't paying it. The kick by Regolo up wide, tapped on, up toward the half-forward zone for Melbourne that travels. Bit of pace used by Bright. Can't gain the ball, though. Williams' hand pass ineffective. Tap back by Bright. Hand pass comes across, and it comes over to Buse. The hand pass came out on that occasion from Schultz. Geelong trying to move the ball. They should move it long. They're going toward the centre of the ground, and Connolly takes the mark. Now, if he uses it well this time, he should be able to find the half-forward flank. He's right in the centre. Chris Connolly looking toward the half-forward line, going fairly long. The ball will come to turf, I would think. They all fly high. It does come to turf. No one can get it out cleanly. Another pack forming up, and the umpire will bounce. 21 points the difference between the teams, and 20.5 minutes gone in the third term, the National Panasonic Cup. 4-7 to 7-10, so Melbourne doing all their good work in this, the third term.
It's been a good quarter for them so far. And still in the Demons' attacking zone. Spalding and Flanagan, won by Flanagan, but it's straight to Batterston. Kick actually hit Flanagan, who dives on top of his teammate, which is Fitzgerald, or who is Fitzgerald. He spent the first half on the bench as well. And so a bounce near the 50-metre line, in fact inside it. So a real chance for Melbourne to consolidate their position. Knocked down by Flanagan. Over the head of White. Chance for the Demons again. Now it comes back to Coop, who's played a good game for Melbourne tonight. Couldn't effect a good hand pass on that occasion. Hocking was in the road. And there will be, once again, a bounce. Still inside the 50-metre line at the 21 3/4 minute mark of the third quarter. Melbourne have kicked 5 goals for this quarter. Steins. It hits it straight to Cole, picked up by Batterston. A high kick, Landy running underneath it. Now a chance for a Demon goal, and having the snapshot as Viney. He might have got it, he has.
While some of us in small business cling to the old ways of doing business, others have found a better way to close the sale. Get on the phone and get on with business. 9:30 Saturday, Bergerac. Smooth, sophisticated.
Do you like older women when you're my age?
He's a real man.
He's rather sexy.
And a maverick cop.
I mean, what sort of people like to have tame coppers about it?
Bergerac, following Cagney and Lacey on 7.
Todd Viney's first goal, Melbourne's 8th, 8-10 to 4-7. 58 plays 31. And Melbourne starting to get a very firm grip on this game. Connolly goes through to Batterston. Good hand pass. Batterston slung to the ground, but a play on call. Couch tries to do just that with only one boot on. Good tackle by Yates on Fitzgerald. Loose ball, doesn't bounce kindly for Hocking. A hand pass comes out towards Lovett. Tapped on beautifully to Batterston, and here go the Demons again.
Batterston up to the half-forward zone, looking for a teammate, and he's found one. So a chance to have the shot at goal now was Earl Spalding within the 50-metre mark from where he'll kick. He had about 45. That's about all. And Melbourne very hot. Very hot in the third term. Watch this pass coming up. Spalding making good position. A well-placed kick, and he will take the shot at goal, looking for Melbourne's 9th goal. Melbourne, as Peter has told you, were 2-6 at half-time. They are now 8-10, so a very good quarter for them. Spalding going forward. He may have just hooked it a little bit, hit the post, and bounces off the post for only 1 point. So 8-11, 59 to Geelong 4-7, 31. Don, what can Geelong do to get back?
Well, I don't know, Jack. I don't think they've been very desperate all night. They only blame themselves. They're not going in hard enough for the ball, getting the ball. And Melbourne is now starting to get it out of the centre.
Now Couch going up to the half-forward zone, looking for Bruns. He's up high, can't take the mark. Been picked up by Hughes. His kick comes along the ground toward the centre. Couch picks up again. Geelong going forward through that player to the half-forward zone, but it's been chopped off by Yates. Yates of Melbourne looking to the half-back zone. A good lead out there. A well-placed kick finds Lovett. Lovett on the half-back line, trying to get the ball moving quickly. He's blocked by Geelong. Shoots it in towards the centre of the ground. Finds a teammate, and Coop, in my mind, one of the best on the ground tonight.
So is Lovett, the guy that gave it to him.
Yes, they both played very well for their side. But Coop on the half-back line, looking in towards centre half forward. A good-looking kick too, up toward that position it travels. Could have been a free kick to Williams, taken by Christensen. A long hand pass comes away to Flanagan. He can't handle it properly. Taken by Landy. The kick from Landy up to the half-forward zone. Well, just gets over the centre line, really. It's been taken away now. Looked like Hocking coming in toward the full forward zone. Ablett going out wide, leading away from goal. He's on the 50-metre mark now. Tries to get around stretch time. Tries to do that little bit too much. Nearly ran himself out of bounds. Thumped out by Bairstow or Hughes, and we'll see a boundary throw-in taking place in Geelong's forward pocket position.
Stretch calling for the trainers.
He injured himself earlier, Peter.
He's holding his midriff at the moment. So boundary throw-in. Steins getting the front position. Palms it down. And it goes to Hughes. He'll be content to see it dribble over the line. And the throw-in will take place in the identical position. Into time on in the third term. It's going to be Steins against Exel. Knocked down by Steins, albeit not very far. Yates, what he has done tonight has been good. Tackled by Scott, picked up by Coop again. Short kick, but over the 50-metre line. In front is Cleve for Geelong. Lovett gets into his back. Hocking goes for the hand pass to the big fellow Flanagan. Hocking again, short pass. Landy missed it, but he plays on. Connolly tried to put him off, couldn't do so. Long ball into the goal square, 2-on-1 against Ablett. Chance for Couch, a snapshot is out of bounds or behind. And the goal umpire indicating 1 point to the Cats. 4-8 to 8-11, and there's Stretch, still in the hands of the trainers, as I said, holding his midriff, so it would appear he is going to come off the ground or go to the forward pocket or whatever. Demons already with an injury list, and the mark out there is taken by Steins. He's playing well.
My word, he is.
Doing very well, I think. Ball tapped down from that pack. Picked that was quite a miss on that occasion by Williams, but Geelong tried to come forward by Big Flanagan toward the half-forward zone. Cleve couldn't take it. Thumped out again. A little bit of rough stuff going on out there. This is another opportunity for Geelong to go forward by Scott to the half-forward zone. He can't do much with it too. Coming through. It looks like Scott again. Another stack up there, and the umpire comes into bounds. So umpire Saville tries to sort this out. Here's Stretch coming off with his holding his arm.
Doesn't look too good, does he? Because he couldn't run off, so obviously he may have hurt his ribs.
Could be ribs. Stephen Stretch being taken up the tunnel now into the change rooms, and the time clock showing we're getting toward the 27.5-minute mark of the third term, and Melbourne taking a bit of a grip on the game. The hand pass comes out, and it's Coop again, getting the ball away, moving it over toward Campbell. Campbell's kick towards a long kick too, within 40 metres of goal, and a good kick too. Long kick's doing well for the Demons, and Dean takes the mark well within scoring range. He has kicked two and going for now his third goal. With Melbourne on 8 goals, 11.59, and Geelong on 4 goals, 8.32. The time clock ticking away toward the 28-minute mark, and Dean going for his third goal. A lot of height in the kick. He may have just pushed it a little bit, and the umpire indicates only one behind. So that was I was going to say a costly miss, but Melbourne do hold sway, as I've said.
Good build-up by Melbourne then.
For the goal.
Oh dear, oh dear. Graham Landy nearly made a meal of that one, but he's good enough to recover. Kick from left half-back, almost to centre wing. Demons into attack again. A hand pass comes out to Connolly. Connolly from half-forward goes long into the goal square. Stodum in front with Dean. Did they touch it? Doesn't matter. Through from behind. Or was it through? Jackson! Goal!
Dulux would like to make you an offer you'll find hard to refuse. Because until the end of April, if you go to any Dulux stockist, you'll discover that when you buy a can of Dulux Weather Shield, wash and wear or undercoat, they'll give you $5 back on every 4-litre can. The Dulux $5 cashback offer. There's never been a better time to buy the best paint money can buy.
And Melbourne have now kicked 7 goals, 6 in this quarter, and they lead by 34 points after trailing at half-time by 5. Stein's in the ruck at the 29-minute mark. He'll be battling against Flanagan. The Irish boy wins it. Picked up by Ryan, driving the Demons forward once more to the 50-metre mark. Schultz missed it. Chance for Spalding, overruns the ball. So too does Stoneham. Finally tapped out to Stoneham again. He'll pick it up right on the 50-metre line. Has to go to the boundary, and Bruns can't find that player, and it will be a boundary throw-in. So the Cats defending desperately again. It's been a great quarter for the Demons. Stretch in the rooms, having some treatment from the masseur. And of course, it was in this quarter, in the quarter-final at Gary Ablett, in the quarter-final previously, that the Cats went berserk. Terry Bright, White. Good tackle by Lovett. Some tunnel ball. Bright off the carpet, picked up by Scott. Geelong certainly going the long way home. White again. High ball to centre field. And that's a mark to Cleave. Thanks for the hand pass. Oops. He's almost gone there, Troy. Back to Landy at the edge of the square. Over to Bright. This is the Logan brothers of old. Now it goes to Scott now. A long kick needed here. He's gone for a short one, and Hocking takes the grab inside the square. Gets it onto Troy again. Troy clear of Bragolo as the siren goes for the end of the third quarter. An excellent one for Melbourne. And the scoreboard in the National Panasonic Cup semi-final, Melbourne 9-12-66, leading Geelong 4-8-32.
Thursday, a man in mortal dread.
You sure these bars are strong enough?
The case of the resident patient.
No one has ever needed your advice more than I. No one.
For Sherlock Holmes, a mystery unequaled in darkness.
I cannot possibly advise you if you try to deceive.
The deception, the crime, the ultimate justice.
There were 3 men here.
The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes, Thursday, 9:30 on 7.
Back about midnight, Charles. Very good, sir.
There comes a time when we all let our hair down, and on those occasions little accidents are bound to occur. But now there's a carpet fibre that's not only superb underfoot and magnificent on the eye, but resists soiling and wears better than wool.
Pleasant evening, Charles. Quiet, sir. Quiet.
Antron by DuPont, the perfect carpet for the unfilthy rich.
G'day. As you know, New Zealand's just a little country, but we Kiwis are big in a couple of ways. We got the odd decent-sized tree, and that's just one of the roots. And we've got more of these things than people. Lose a bit of sleep counting that lot, eh? Now, we do get a bit of snow in the foothills here. Just the thing for keeping your beers cold. And what a little cracker of a beer, with a great big taste. Kiwi lager. Give it a whirl.
It's time you tried the beer that's made from some of the world's purest ingredients. Kiwi Lager. It's a great big beer from a great little country.
The old creek's down a bit, eh? Reckon we might be due for a bit of rain.
If your motor car is driving you round the bend, read Hunter's Car Trader every morning in the Sun, every evening in the Herald, where you'll find Mini World, the biggest people in small cars. HDT, we build excitement. Rattel Ford saves you money. Buick Ford, whatever it takes. And Robert Morley, specialists in all makes of vehicles. For the biggest selection of motor cars, read Hunter's Car Trader every morning in the Sun, every evening in the Herald. It's the best buy in Melbourne.
34 points the difference at three-quarter time, 9-12 to 4-8. Melbourne kicked 7-6 to 1-3 in that term. Major goal kickers, 2 to Jackson, 2 to Dean. And for Geelong, 2 goals to Exwell. So Melbourne coming from 5 points down at half-time to a 34-point advantage at three-quarter time.
Well, somebody had to come alive, and it was Melbourne, because That first half, they were all asleep and was just waiting for someone to take a hold of this game, and Melbourne took initiative. And here's Dean, one of the players responsible, but I think a special mention must go to two Melbourne players. Brett Lovett on the wing, exceptional third quarter, and he initiated a number of plays, and also Doug Coop. They had a number of other players that did come into the game as good finishers. Ricky Jackson, who kicked 2 goals. Warren Dean, a very good player up forward. And when you've got players up forward, at least who will capitalise, at least it gives the backmen and the wingmen, the centre line players, a reward for their effort. And Neville runs in a little another altercation. He's not frightened of mixing it up, Neville. And Ricky Jackson here, that was a courageous mark. He was running full ball, full stretch, took a good chest mark, the pack open, and he ran into an open goal. Another one to Ricky Jackson, a quick hand pass across to Coop, a reward for all the fine effort he's done further up the ground. And Melbourne had a lot of winners. David Williams, another good player, bringing the ball to ground. Bang onto the left foot. Todd Viney, and strong players, not frightened to get under the packs, a little bit like Adrian Batterson, the way he works. And Ricky Jackson going in for another of his goals. And there's the Melbourne chart, although they're still a little indirect, tending to go out to the flanks. What the advantage was is the fact that they kicked longer into the and quicker into the forward line. And also in that quarter, they got 5 balls out of the centre as against Geelong's 3. So they win one in the centre, mainly through the ruck work of Steins and also the smaller players getting the ball out of the centre and kicking it long and quick. Geelong, on the other hand, well, they had to defend. But it's still, they defended around, which they have done, around the outer flanks, and that they still do go reasonably direct to goal, but they just didn't receive enough possessions.
Comments from Don Scott. Melbourne lead by 34 points at 3/4 time.
Concerned about the future, because we will all have to spend the rest of our lives there. Capita, a dynamic investment and insurance group, and City Mutual's new name.
Believing in economists is like believing in Santa Claus.
Or weather forecast.
Weather forecasts are more accurate.
Did you read Browning's submission on the fruit snacks?
I skimmed it. It's all in there, I guess.
Now, don't tell him that. He spent weeks on it.
More time than I've got.
What about the mineral water proposal?
Read every page. Twice. It's great stuff.
I thought so too.
Who did it?
Anderson.
Did he get outside help?
In a sense. He brought in his own computer.
He did all this on a computer? Critical paths, catchment area analysis. Can ours do that?
Obviously not.
I've got to tell you that 2 of my favourite shows are here on 7. First, there's Family Ties, which of course is wonderful. We all love Family Ties. And that's followed by Hey Dad, a new Australian show which is so funny, I'm surprised I'm not in it.
Well, at the moment we're down here in the Melbourne dressing rooms, and you can see the treatment being applied to Stephen Stretch, and Steve's in a tremendous amount of pain. He copped a whack in the back, and apparently it's very much the same injury that Ted Fidge received earlier in the night, but he apparently has a pinched nerve, and it's radiating a lot of pain right throughout his back, so they're working on it at the moment. And hopefully it won't be anything too serious. So that's the scene here in the Melbourne dressing rooms. We might go down to the boundary line now and get a report from Scott Palmer. Scotty?
Yes, Peter. Well, John Devine took the players aside for a close contact discussion, and then something unusual happened. The big Damien Burke took the players, and he addressed the side, the big ruckman. And he said, let's get our backsides out of the mud. Let's show a bit of commitment to the club. This is a disgraceful night, and let's do something about it. On the other hand, John Northey over there said, let's start the match from now. Forget about what's happened. We're in front, but let's play 30 minutes of great football and get it down there long to Warren Dean. Back to you, Peter.
Right, thank you, Scotty. 34 points the difference as we await the siren to herald the beginning of the final term. Umpire Ian Robinson. for the all clear. A great third quarter for Melbourne. They kicked 7-6 to 1-3 to completely eclipse Geelong. A difference of 34 points as we begin the last quarter. Flanagan to contest the bounce for the Cats. Loses out to Big Steins, onto Ryan, to Couch. And out it goes towards Payne. Exel just about through that one. A scramble developing on centre wing. A free kick has been plucked out. It's going the Demons' way to Yates for a push in the back. Hasn't played a bad game for Melbourne tonight either. Oh, at the back is Williams, great mark. A long way from goal, right on the national emblem on centre wing. That's Dean. He had a quiet first half, but he came back well in the third turn to grab that in front of Stoneham. Little Jackson at the back. Almost got the run in. Here's a chance for Campbell. Has a pot shot at goal and he's dobbed it. Great start by Melbourne in the final quarter. That goal came up 60 seconds into the term.
Well, I started with Yates in the back pocket, then a good mark from behind by Williams, who got it on with a nice long kick, put it out in front of Warren Dean. Warren Dean, a good mark in front of Stoneham, then a nice high kick up. No big man there, but Jackson may be a little lucky to get away with that without the free kick, and the ball came to ground and Campbell swooped on it for his first goal. He came on just after half-time.
And that makes the difference now, 40 points. Melbourne looking for a berth in their first final for a long time. 72 plays 42 in the National Panasonic Cup. Steins gets a tap out, albeit not very far. A scramble develops just off the edge of the centre circle, and the umpire has found a free kick to Geelong. It'll be taken by Exel, who kicked their first goal. Ablett has been quiet, good mark. Ablett has kicked one goal, but has not had many opportunities tonight, only 7 possessions. The superstar of Geelong, 8 goals on Saturday and a losing score, has one to his credit tonight.
Ablett only about 30 metres out from goal. You'd have to say he would kick this, or should kick it anyhow. Going for his second. Geelong only 4-8 to their credit, 40 points behind Melbourne. Ablett 30 metres out. The umpire has a good look at it going over the top and said only one behind. So Ablett not really believing what he's seeing.
He's having a word with the umpire too.
A few words, but that's not going to change the score. 10-12 to 4-9 in Melbourne's favour. Hughes kicking out towards Big Steins, who seemed to have a very bright future to me. Chance for Bright, couldn't get through the pack, left the ball behind. And now the umpire will bounce. This bounce taking place on the half-forward flank for Geelong on the members' side of the ground. 10-12 to 4-9 in Melbourne's favour. Time clock only 2 3/4 minutes into the final term. And as Peter said before, Melbourne looking for their first finals appearance, or a grand final appearance, for a long time. Hand pass comes out. It's been shot up toward the wing position on the members' side of the ground. Christensen can't do a thing with it. Been hurried on by Williams up toward the half-forward zone, but this time over the boundary line. He was saying he was over the line when he kicked it. I think it was touched off the boot. Yes, the umpire indicating that to the field umpire. So a boundary throw in, not a free kick going the way of Melbourne. From the half-forward flank, some 65 metres out from goal. The boundary throw-in takes place just on 3.5 minutes of the final term. Punched out very well by Spalding. Taken by Williams. Took plenty of time to get a hand pass working too. Ball comes in toward the half-back zone now, taken by Buse. His left foot kick travels down towards the centre wing. Big Stein sets himself, puts the ball to turf. It's on the wing position where the players do battle for it. Patterson keeps the ball in play. Out to Connolly it travels. It's been picked up by Fitzgerald, but I think the kick off the boot is over the boundary line, and we'll see another Melbourne free kick to be taken, I would think, by Bailey. Bailey up on centre wing, taking this kick for Melbourne to put them up toward the half-forward flank. He may even go further in toward the centre half-forward position. That he does. Actually went toward the centre of the ground, and the mark should have been taken there and spilt. Hughes picks up, goes long in toward the full forward or half-forward zone, but Ablett too far behind Hughes, and Hughes taking the mark on the half-back line for Melbourne. He's got a chance to go out wide. That he does. He goes out real wide too, looking for a teammate, and he's found one out there in Payne. Payne on the half-back line, looking for a short. And toward the half-forward zone, Bruns up. early to get the punch down, taken by Yates. He swings back on the left foot. That was good football, but the kick isn't such a good one. Been punched over the boundary line or toward the boundary line, and going in after it was a young fella, Jackson, for Melbourne. It's been picked up well. Kicked by White to the half-forward zone. It's going to bounce badly. Punched on by Exel. There's a chance for Steins. Couldn't pick it up. Tried to soccer it off the ground. And toward the half-forward zone for Geelong. It travels. No one can get it cleanly. Grinter in. No, it's not Grinter in there.
Steins get a free kick for in the back.
So he will take this free kick on the half-back line and playing on. Taps the ball to Turf. He's bringing the ball toward the centre. Oh, a little hand pass that he got himself into trouble. Finds Hughes. In toward the centre, he travels, looking for a teammate, can't find one. It's on the turf, players do battle, can't get it out. Campbell tried to soccer it out and couldn't do so. Connolly dives in on top, and the umpire decides a bounce would be the best way out of it.
Obviously, that's something that the umpires let go now.
There's evidently no kicking in danger, Don, by the looks of it. In the centre of the ground, the bounce will take place. Flanagan about to do the ruck work against, looks like Campbell might do it. No, it's just Flanagan going up to try and get the tap down. Fitzgerald couldn't do a thing with it. Patterson tries to make contact, can't do so. Picked up and shot out quickly by Viney. A good tackle, the umpire said in the back. He pays the advantage rule to Melbourne.
And Viney got one after the ball was delivered as well. Down towards full forward for the Demons again. This is Dean. Can he make it 3 in the back? Was it? Fans say yes. Umpire says no.
Really, wouldn't that be in the back, surely?
Well, you'd think so.
The man's gone flat on his face. We'll see here on replay. Look, now listen. Oh, umpire.
Yeah, I must agree with you.
I don't think you have too many arguments on that one.
No. No chance for the Cats to get clear. And it comes to Landy, taking the hand pass from Fitzgerald. Well, they're arguing about it there. Cleave, a hand pass out of bounds. So the Cats gaining little, 6.5 minutes into the last quarter.
Not a bit of wonder John Devine wasn't very happy at three-quarter time, if that's the type of football Geelong are going to play.
So Melbourne looking for their first grand final appearance since 1964. And they were defeated when they beat Collingwood, rather, in the grand final. Fitzgerald, as for the hand pass, tried to find Christensen. Stoneham's in there, attempting to get the hand pass out. They haven't moved it. It's still inside the 50-metre line as we approach the 7-minute mark of the quarter. A bounce. Flanagan. If it doesn't get a good bounce, it goes Spalding's way. He backhands it near Stoneham. Ball knocked to the ground again, picked up by Fitzgerald. Back to the wing position. It's out of bounds. And 7.25 minutes in. Melbourne looking the goods. 51 is Hocking for Geelong. The Cats trail 4-9 to 10-12. 33 plays 72. In front is Flanagan. Long handball. Melbourne go forward again through Bailey. Excellent kick inside the 50-metre line. Picked up by Little Jackson, going for goal number 3, and he's got it.
This National even picks up TV sound. So now you need never miss hearing your favourite TV programmes wherever you are. Come home to National, even when you're out.
On 10 separate occasions last year, a 50-cent bet on the footy paid a winning dividend of over $1,000. So it's really worth putting a 50 on the footy. TAB Footy Bet. Can you spot a winner?
Back in the centre now with Geelong not doing too well this evening. 4-9-33, Melbourne 11-12-78. The time clock approaching the 8.5-minute mark of the final term. Steins, a player that I like very much. Young player for Melbourne. Up toward Bright, who was pushed in the back by Williams. Play on's the call. Picked up by Viney of Melbourne. Into toward the full forward zone he travels. Can he find a teammate? No, it's good defensive work there by Stoneham. Hand pass by Christensen. Finds a teammate. And the relieving kick coming out to the half-back zone. Swinging round his couch. Did very well on that occasion. Got onto the kicking foot. The left foot kick up toward the centre of the ground. And the mark has been taken out there by the Geelong player in Schultz. He looks and goes very short to Bairstow. He looks for hand pass now. Looking for Bruns. Bruns with the ball in front of him. Gets toward the half-forward zone. Can he find Ablett? He can. A good pass. Getting a bit late in the game, though. And Ablett's taken the mark about 40 metres out from goal and has 1 goal to his credit. He thinks it should have been 2, but the umpire only awarded the last shot at goal as 1 behind. Light rain falling once again on VFL Park. 78 playing 33 in Melbourne's favour. Ablett going goalward. He puts it on its way, and I think that one's all right. Yes, Ablett kicks his second goal. 5-9 is the Geelong score. Melbourne 11-12.
Well, Gary Ablett looks a much better player when he does lead up the ground. That was a good pass there from Neville Bruns. Started with Bairstow, a quick hand pass across to Bruns. Bruns showed good pace. And we see here, I think Gary Ablett is going to come off. That's unusual. Maybe they're saving him for Saturday's game. And Ablett led well up the ground, took a good mark, and it was a good kick for goal. And he is going off the ground, going to be replaced by Bill Brownless.
He's not going through the interchange gate either, Don. No, he's not going off the ground. It's a change of mind. So Billy Brownless not coming on, and Ablett isn't going off.
Well, that's interesting. Ray Card, the runner, will try to sort that out. Incidentally, I mentioned that Melbourne were heading for their first grand final since 1964. I was forgetting that they played in the night grand final at South Melbourne against Hawthorn back in 1969 when the Hawks won by, I think it was 5 points. So it's still a long time between drinks for the Demons anyway, but they haven't won it yet. Bruns goes in. Viney beats him to it. Shrugs the tackle beautifully. Goes for the hand pass. A chance for Ryan. Gives it back to Viney. Over the head of Christensen to Batterston in the forward pocket with the left foot. It's not a bad shot. It's a goal! And the goal umpire coming out to confer with the field umpire. But I think you'll find it is full points. It is.
Think for a moment about all the people you ever stopped on your video recorder, or slow motioned, or single framed, or replay, or just looked very closely at. So how do you think they feel?
We feel better when you play us on a national.
Because for special effects and sheer high quality, Nationals always led the way.
Yeah, so if you're going to play us on a national.
Excuse me. And now every national video recorder has all these features that you'd expect only on the top one. So if you care about what you're looking at, play it on a national. Hey! Come home to National.
And that was Melbourne's third goal for the final quarter. We've been playing only 11 minutes as Flanagan goes off the ground for the Cats. And Brownless coming on. So John Devine swinging the changes, but they're having little effect so far. Geelong hit out this time. Not very far, certainly. Between the legs of Lovett, tries to get it into the open spaces. It goes to Christensen, who drives the Cats forward up towards the edge of the square. Rogoro in the road, should have taken the mark. Yates gets offloaded, but Melbourne backing up well. Hughes out wide. Conley takes the grab, or in fact should have. Plenty of time to make amends, though. Chris Conley looks for the pass downfield.
Well done.
A good bump to put Viney out of business. His opposite number 12 is Cleve. The ball is out of bounds. It's a right half forward flank for the Demons. Well, the Cats might have to wait until Saturday to get revenge. Melbourne after half-time certainly have been the better side. It's knocked down to Christensen, but the umpire has blown the whistle. And it will be a free kick going Melbourne's way to Earl Spalding, who's gone for the hand pass to Lovett, who had 16 possessions up to three-quarter time, and 7 of those were in the third quarter. Hand pass to Scott. Gets clear of Spalding. Not a good hand pass, though. Ryan was in the road. Out it goes to Bairstow, and Bairstow gets it onto Bruns.
Bruns going toward the half-forward flank with a fairly long kick. That position it travels, but they can't do a thing with it, and Payne knocks it over the boundary line. Paul Payne of Melbourne. We'll see a throw-in taking place on the half-forward flank on the outer side of the ground for Geelong. 5:09:39 to 12:12:84. Melbourne leading, and the time clock showing nearly 13 minutes gone in the final term. Bruns soccers off the ground, but standing his ground to take the mark is a player we've spoken of many times, Lovett. Lovett coming out wide. Not a good-looking kick. May find a teammate. That it has, but it wasn't the best piece of football you've seen for a long time. Joe Rogolo, thought of a kick, went for a hand pass instead. Gets it back again. The tackle's a bit high. He's going to keep going, though, not waiting for the whistle, which is good football. Up towards Williams it travels, and a good mark taken by Williams at the back of Terry Bright. Williams wouldn't score from where he is. He's 55 metres out from goal. He'll be waiting or looking for somewhere to go with a short pass. He goes in toward the forward pocket position. 4 Geelong players in there. Tapped out there by Landy. Pushed toward the boundary line by White. And we'll see a boundary throw-in taking place in Melbourne's forward pocket position. Darren Flanagan on the bench for Geelong. There's a bit of a mix-up there with interchange players there for a while, but it was sorted out. Billy Brownless came on the ground, and big Darren Flanagan left. So boundary throw-in, about 30 metres out from goal. Cleve at the back, tried to hook it in, couldn't do so. Coming out of Stoneham, the relieving kick of Blake Landy. It's been ricocheted over the boundary line, and yet another boundary throw-in will take place. Geelong holding, getting a good beating here. They were leading at half-time. They held a 5-point advantage, but now we see the difference, 84-39 in Melbourne's favour after a 7-goal, 6th third quarter. And attack is Melbourne, 35 metres out from goal. On the turf it comes. Tapped out once again toward the boundary line, and the boundary umpire working overtime in that forward pocket position. Peter White on the turf, but once again the boundary umpire will bring the ball back into play. I think White has hurt his left shoulder, so Peter White I think will be all right. Now the boundary throw in once again. There's a big pack around the ball too. Have a lot of trouble getting it away from there unless they can get it out to the back. Landy picks it up and a good kick, gets it down toward the wing position on the members' side. Brownless got a big tap away. It's been picked up by Hocking. Hocking looks for a hand pass and finds one. Taken by Bairstow. Bairstow out wide. Come into Exel. Exel can keep going if he wishes. He's waiting for Ablett to get back so he can drive the ball into the full forward zone. Ablett now leads into the pocket. It's Ablett going toward the 45-metre mark. Tries to get the ball, can't do so, and the ball tapped over the boundary line, and that is by that big fellow we spoke of early, young Steins of Melbourne, the young ruckman, Jamie Steins. Boundary throw-in, 50 metres out from the Geelong goal. Can they get it out again? Tap to the side of the pack. There could have been a free kick the way of Exel, but a shot is up toward the full forward zone. Was it a mark, Pete? Just inside the line. Hughes shoots it out once again, and a chance for Fitzgerald. He takes the mark some 30 metres out from Geelong's goal.
So Fitzgerald, who's yet to score a goal tonight, a chance to bring the Cats a little bit closer. But they're well down the gurgler at the moment. As we watch the mark in replay, a little bit too long for Bailey, and Fitzgerald stood his ground well. And the goal umpire indicating the kick is okay.
The movie you're about to see may gross you out.
I make it a point not to discuss business at social functions. Okay, what about pussy?
The Whoopee Boys.
Did you get these for her? Yes. God damn, you love this bitch, huh?
They're the Pits.
Is this fat lady squeezing your genitals? So disgusting. As long as I have a base, you'll have a place to sit.
We won't be responsible for the Whoopee Boys.
Starts Thursday, Greater Union Centre on Russell Street and these cinemas.
45 plays 84, Fitzgerald's first goal, and that was Geelong's second for the quarter, but Melbourne have outplayed them since half-time. Knocked away by Bairstow. Chance for Shane Williams. Ball out wide, or Ryan fumbles. Cleve picks up the crumbs well, gets clear of Spalding. It's back to the centre wing position. Yates again. Sounds like the Vienna boys choir downstairs. Joe Regolo. Well, wobbly old punt kick, but it travels a fair bit of distance inside the 50-metre line. Knocked away by Stoneham. His fellow redhead in Bruns. Just can't quite make sufficient pace to get there. It's Viney. Good tackle by Bruns. Could have almost been holding the ball. Now it's left for Scott with a short pass up towards centre wing. Mark free kick or whatever. Couch in front. It's a half forward, an Academy Award performance from Bill Brownless. Got the desired treatment. Payne goes for the boundary line. Doesn't quite make it, unfortunately, for Melbourne. In goes Hocking. Now it's over the line, and it will be a throw-in. Christensen in the dressing room now, so the attrition rate tonight has indeed been high. Looks like some problem with an ankle. Physio looking at it at the moment. Brownless contesting the ruck duels. Knocked away by Steins. And a chance for the Demons again. This is Payne. White and Campbell collide. Both of them get up pretty quickly. Bruns ridden into the ground. Free kick for mine. And Bruns on left centre wing gets the ball. A short pass. Now towards Fitzgerald, who kicked their last goal. On to Scott. Good tackle from Yates. Through the legs of Brownless, who'll pick it up though. Tries to break the tackle from two players, one of which was Regolo, the other Steins. Back it goes to Ryan. Some soccer tactic. Good tackle by Conley, and it will be a bounce. Now, actually looking through the, yes, it's going to be a bounce. The night football records, Melbourne played in 3 successive grand final, gentlemen, from 69 through 71 to settle all arguments, and they won in 71 against Fitzroy. So if they get to the grand final, it'll be their first in 16 years. So we hope that settles that. Bairstow takes the pass at half forward. A long shot at goal is just off target and through for only 1 point. 19 minutes into the quarter. The National Panasonic Cup shows the Cats 6-10 and Melbourne 12-12.
Well, Melbourne certainly looked like going into the grand final, Peter. We couldn't say anything about that one. Doug Coop taking the kick in from Hughes from the full back position up toward the members' wing. It travels
downfield.
wouldn't have mattered much. Ablett having a bit of a to-do down there, but Williams had taken the mark and he would have been paid the free kick anyhow. Melbourne moving the ball through Viney up to the full forward zone. Another long kick into position. It's a good kick too, but couldn't be handled properly. Landy's hand pass coming out now. Williams of Geelong going short. The ball bounces just in front of Buse on that occasion. He picks it up quickly without opposition and drives in toward the centre of the ground. He's found a teammate too. Teammate is Scott. Scott going long into the forward pocket looking for Ablett. Ablett can't take the mark. Punched away toward Regolo. Regolo near the boundary line. I think he played for that. I didn't think he wanted to pick it up. And he looked, I think, for the free kick, which he has been rewarded.
Yes, I agree with the umpire then. Gary Ablett fell rather heavily, awkwardly, but deliberately.
Regolo's kick up to the half-back zone. Stein sets himself, can't take the mark. Yates picks up for Melbourne, swings back toward the wing position that travels. There is a chance out there for Williams, who's covering a lot of ground. One possession too, but the umpire has found a free kick. That it's a mark has been paid, I would think, to Schultz. Schultz in toward the centre of the ground. It could have been a free kick the way of Fitzgerald, and the umpire will pay accordingly. He's on the wing position on the outer side with a chance to put Geelong moving forward or up to the half-forward zone with a hand pass. Bairstow hand passes once again. They're using the hand pass quite a bit, Geelong, to try and get the ball moving. Ablett pushed out of position there, and the mark has been taken further afield by Turner. Turner of Melbourne to turn Geelong out, going toward the outer wing. The kick travels about 40 metres up toward Viney, but he can't handle it, and the ball is out of bounds. Ryan couldn't take it either. So the scoreboard, the 21-minute mark, showing 84-46 in Melbourne's favour. Now down to Peter Donegan for a report on Marty Christensen.
Thanks, Jack. Marty's got a sprained ankle. They've packed it in ice, and I'll have to have a look at it in the morning before just deciding how serious it is.
OK, Pete picked up by Couch now. The hand pass is on to Troy from just inside the 50-metre line. A shot at goal. Results, I believe, in a minor score. It is one behind to the Cats. 21.5 minutes into the last quarter. And the Demons heading for the grand final. 12-12 to 6-11. They made their break in the third term when they kicked 7-6 to 1-3. Hughes, beautiful kick. 55 metres again. Regolo with the knock on. Couch diving on top of it. Shoots out the hand pass, but it's to Turner. Turner again up towards Connolly. Good tackle by Bairstow, but he breaks it and goes long, straight down the ground. That's how to play VFL Park. Stoneham a little bit late. Landy. And the tackle effected there by Campbell, but it will be a bounce about 45 metres out from Melbourne's goal. Official attendance tonight, 6,459 for the semi-final. Knocked away by Steins again. The recipient, though, is Cleve. And it goes to Fitzgerald. Out to the wing position. Yates. He's played a good game tonight. Certainly one of Melbourne's best contributors. Driven up for Melbourne. To half forward. That was Stoneham with the hand pass. Back it comes to Batterson. He's got many kicks tonight, over 20 possessions. Loose ball picked up by Terry Bright. Almost runs into White, so he has to go back the other way. Williams underneath it, just gets the grab inside the boundary. Looks for Stoneham. Oh dear, oh dear. But back to Williams, they'll get out of it. Shane Williams' kick is short. Up towards Bairstow on right centre wing. Bairstow with a longer kick. Underneath it is Bailey, but Hocking shows better judgment. Gets the hand pass out to Troy. Down towards Ablett. And Ablett puts it through for goal number 3.
I'm being driven round the bend while I'm trying to drive my car. If it wasn't for the Bridgestones, we would not have got as far. Some warped and twisted mind devised to stretch a frog and toad. Luckily, the Bridgestones turned this track into a road because it's good for cats. Bridgestone cats. Cool for cats.
3 goals to Ablett. 23 3/4 minutes have gone in the final quarter, but Melbourne heading to the grand final. They still lead by 31 points.
And the centre bounce once again as we approach the 24-minute mark now, the final term. Umpire coming in to put it down is umpire Paul Saville. His co-umpire, umpire Ian Robinson. Steins got the tap again from the centre, and Melbourne comes straight into attack to the half-forward zone. It travels up to, in fact, it's over the half-forward zone, and a good mark taken
by Steins. He's quickly out of the centre, then Jack down to the forward line.
Well, I didn't know. I knew he was quick. I didn't realise he was that quick. So Jamie Steins can move faster than the ball. So I'll tell you what, he has got a great future, hasn't he?
He's played a good game tonight.
He has too. I think he's got a good future. Let's see if he can kick the ball now. Steins, 45 metres out from goal. Not the best style, but no, not effective either. Only one behind. So Melbourne still keep peppering the goals. That young fella you see on screen, as we've told you, has been recruited from Ireland. Looks like he might have a bit of Irish in him, all right. He certainly wants to have a dip. Now from the full back position, the ball's driven out to, or by Cleve to the half back line. This fella brings himself undone at times, with some funny hand passing, Stoneham, but now it's moved by Fitzgerald up toward the wing position. Exel moves it off toward the full forward zone. Ablett all by himself now with a chance to pick it up. Can't do so, and we'll see a boundary throw in taking place in the forward pocket for Geelong. Gary Ablett on screen has 3 goals to his credit. Geelong 7 goals 11, 53, and Melbourne 12, 13, 85 on the National Panasonic Cup scoreboard.
Both teams have kicked 3 goals in the final quarter, but as I mentioned earlier, Melbourne making their break in the 3rd term. And interestingly, of course, that was when Gary Ablett set the Cats on fire in their last match. Up towards the goal square, but Bailey's in the road. Underneath it is Campbell, and takes a ripper mark. He's already kicked 1 goal for Melbourne, but now on the half back line. Now towards centre wing, Schultz looking for the crumbs. Landy paddles the ball further forward. Bairstow gets the hand pass to Williams, not a good one. Williams good enough to pick it up though. Dodges 3 or 4 players, goes long towards the pocket. The ball bouncing over the head of Turner. Ablett's there. Now here's a chance for Exel. It's goal. Is it touched? Well, he doesn't like it either, Exel. He's having a few words to the goal umpire, but that doesn't achieve much. So 1 behind. The result, 26.5 minutes in. Scoreboard, 7-12 to 12-13. Hughes defended well tonight and kicks out beautifully. The value of the long kick, look at that, 65 to 70 metres. Williams grabbed, did he have the ball? Bairstow. Williams does the shepherding on this occasion, not a good hand pass, and the opportunity subsequently is for Coop. And has put it out of bounds on the full, and so it will be a free kick to Geelong to be taken by Graham Landy. Viney standing on the mark, and he's bringing him forward a little bit. Now Landy's not going to take it. It's going to be Bairstow, yes. Certainly not a great kick distance-wise. The flyer was Brownless. Melbourne defenders doing it easily. It's socket off the ground. Out to Couch. Finally picked up by Fitzgerald. Melbourne's defence standing firm. Yates takes the hand pass outside the 50-metre line. He's gone short towards Connolly, short of the centre wing. And Connolly plenty of time to get around Hocking. A long ball delivered up towards the edge of the square. And the mark is to Craig Cleve. On to Bruns. Hughes. Fitzgerald at half forward. We give it to Bairstow. No. Swings back onto his left foot and goes for the short pass. Brownless at the 50-metre mark. He'll get the distance. Let's see how the accuracy is. I don't think so. 1 point only. And so at the 28-minute mark, it's an even 5 goals.
Yes, 30 points between the teams and 28 minutes into the final term. Billy Brownless didn't take very long to get that ball to the boot. Got the length, as you said, Peter, in the kick, but just off target. So from the full-back position, kick from you straight up the ground, looking for a teammate. Can't find one as yet. Being picked up on this occasion. The ball taken by Lovett. He swings it back out to Yates. Yates from the wing position going short in toward the half wall. Still on the wing position, really. And Jackson takes it. He's kicked 3 goals, but he's too far out to try and even get a score here. Tapped on by Batterston. Chance for Melbourne once again. Ducking the head out there was Coop. And the umpire said exactly that. And the free kick paid against him. So with the ball is Troy. Darren Troy moves it on. Taken by Williams, taken by Fitzgerald. Another hand pass to Bairstow. Geelong using the short game. Couch thought of another hand pass. Now lets it go to Bruns. Bruns 15 metres out. Kicks high. Ablett out of position. Can't get there in time. Well, did get there just in time. Couldn't hold the mark. And a boundary throw-in taking place in the forward pocket for Geelong. Ablett on screen has kicked 3 goals, but you wouldn't say he'd been really successful this evening, even though Geelong has only kicked 7 goals. 7-13 to 12-13. 5 goals between them, and there's the siren. So 7-13 to 12-13, 55 playing 85, 30-point victory to Melbourne.
So the Demons through to their first grand final since 1971. That was also a night series match, and they'll play the winner of our second semi-final. And Ablett going off the ground. As Jack said, he kicked 3 goals out of the Cats losing total of 7. But really the opportunities weren't there for him tonight. I suppose he made the most of what he had. But Melbourne's third quarter was particularly brilliant. They kicked 7 goals 6 to 1 goal 3 and set up their victory tonight here at VFL Park before 6,459 fans. 12-13, 85 to 7-13, 55 in the semi-final of the National Panasonic Cup. We'll take a break from all studios and we'll be back here at